So, guys, Silent Hill 2. Everyone loves Silent Hill 2. Everybody loves it. I think it's everyone's favorite game. I'm doing this style of stream because I want to celebrate getting the world record in normal. I absolutely want to do that. I was not planning on it, but I mean, you know what? This is a good way of celebrating. It all depends on opinions, Tameha, but allow me to give you a lot of the opinions of Silent Hill 2 that I think work very well with the game, and I think are just pretty solid in a nutshell. Because I think this game does a lot of things right, and I'm going to say right now, there is a reason why every game wants to be Silent Hill 2. Hey, Ducky! Thank you for the raid, I appreciate it. And if you guys are curious as well, I will be having I'm not gonna. I could just make my commentary, but I will have a version of this that's just the gameplay, so we should be fine on that. All right. Anyway, I'll go over more in a moment. We'll do it on normal. We'll be a normal, and I'll go over everything we have. So, Silent Hill 2.
Mary, could you really be in this town?
So, just starting the game, a few things I want to go before we fully go into it. I'm using directional because watch, I'll be faster. For the sake of speed, we'll keep this going. Ducky, thank you for the host. I do appreciate it. And in the bathroom is just a normal bathroom. Just a bathroom over here. Not really much you can do. You have some drawings on the wall. There is a blue gem you can get here. However, for the sake of the run, we're not going to do it. And we are going to leave. Welcome back. For every cutscene, by the way, I will be being quiet, and I'll explain it afterward, okay? I want you guys to enjoy it.
In my restless dreams, I see that town, Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did. Well, I'm alone there now, in our special place, waiting for you.
I got a letter. The name on the envelope said, Mary. My wife's name. It's ridiculous. Couldn't possibly be true. That's what I keep telling myself. A dead person can't write a letter. Mary died of that damn disease 3 years ago. So then, why am I looking for her? Our special place. What could she mean? This whole town was our special place. Does she mean the park on the lake? We spent the whole day there. Just the two of us, staring at the water. Could Mary really be there? Is she really alive? Waiting for me?
Thank you for the follow, guys. But yeah, we just began the game here. And again, we're gonna do everything. I'm not gonna be skipping anything in major, so we'll be good. The map of Silent Hill. Thank you for the follow. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream so far, and we'll keep going. We're going to take the map because that's how you get over here normally. And now, there's nothing in the bathroom. James is kind of wondering about the entire thing, and he's preparing himself to go through the town to look for Mary. At this point in time, as you may understand, James he's not sure who or what sent that letter. And he's searching. He doesn't even know why he's searching, really. He is a man right now that is trying to find his dead wife. And we're going to take a dive into the mind of James and the mind of many people who relate to James. Now, a lot of people relate to James, and they say you shouldn't. But James is a powerful character because you relate to him. A lot of people see their flaws in James. James is a flawed character. And we will learn more about this. Just understand, right now, we're going to the town, and we're going to be looking for that special place. And during all the cutscenes, I will be being quiet. Just a heads up. Notifications, I'm going to leave on just because I like acknowledging that.
Excuse me,
Oh, I'm sorry. I
No,
was
it's
just...
okay. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm kind of lost.
Lost?
Yeah. I'm looking for Silent Hill. Is this the right way?
Yeah. It's hard to see with this fog, but there's only the one road. You can't miss it.
Thanks.
But
Yes?
I think you'd better stay away. This town, there's something wrong with it. It's kind of hard to explain, but
Is it dangerous?
maybe. And it's not just the fog either.
Okay,
It's...
I got it. I'll be careful.
I'm not lying.
No, I believe you. It's just... I guess I really don't care if it's dangerous or not. I'm going to town either way.
But why?
I'm looking for someone.
Who is it?
Someone very important to me. I'd do anything if I could be with her again.
Me too. I'm looking for my mama. I mean my mother. It's been so long since I've seen her. I thought my father and brother were here, but I can't find them either. I'm sorry. It's not your
No,
problem.
I hope you find them.
Yeah, you too.
So this is Angela. Also, May the 4th. Welcome. Hope you're having a good day. Speedruns for today. I'm mainly going to be doing, well, we'll get back to them after this. I think this shouldn't take too long. And just to celebrating the normal world record, I kind of want to show off a bit of the game. And right now we're in the graveyard. This is Angela. Can you go back and talk to her? You can.
What is it?
Oh, nothing. Sure is quiet here, huh?
I guess.
And also, I'm mainly doing it. Angela does appear in the game at many points. She's a very important character, as we'll learn coming up. And she is vital to most of the game's story, if I'm being quite honest. Like, she's a very important character, very powerful one. She tends to be one of the favorites of the entire game, in fact. But yes, May the 4th. This is also, in a way, I want to explain to everybody how, hey, these are a lot of the themes that talk about in this game. This is why people love it, and that's why it works. Oh, I forgot about that one, didn't I? Look at that one. You can see right now, you can kind of look around. You have the classic sign. If you're wondering, this is the sign that got turned into Comic Sans. Angela will be back, don't you worry, we'll see more of her. But that's just kind of serving as a character introduction. In a way, it is Aphrodominus. But also consider, a lot of these characters in the early game are being introduced, because not only are they, their own people, they're also mirrors for James in a way. Angela is a good symbolism for a lot of the things James feels. As you can see, James currently isn't the most sane man in the world. He's not sure why he's going to this town to find his dead wife. He's just going forward. He doesn't really care about any of the danger, and he'll say certain things in the game, but his feelings are going to be a bit different, especially depending on the ending we get. Now, I'm not going for a certain ending. We're just going to go with it regardless of what happens. I'm also not going to be doing the text skip we normally do. You talk to that fence normally give you, there's no reason to go back. We're going to look for Mary. I'm going to show you guys what we skip, because we're going to get introduced to some of the things in this game that we normally miss. And this is the intended route that you would have to take on the PS2 version. Mizo, thanks so much for the follow. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I do appreciate it. And yes, Fia, we're doing the storyline. Most of the early game we're not going to know too much about. Do understand, though, that the roster of characters is not going to be massive. Angela, though, will play a great purpose in all of this, and will boil down to more of it. Angela, though, seems to be one of the fan favorites, and she's also the girl on the cover art of the game. A lot of people think that's something else. No, that's Angela who's on the cover. In addition, right now, we're going to be hitting the first major area where we get the radio. Normally, we skip this, and you'll see why we skip it. Also, Frank, how are you doing today? Sorry I missed that one. I think I mentioned it, but hopefully I'm having a good one. But here's what we're going to have. We're going to have some blood on the ground, and James is going to follow it. It forces you to follow it, so you have to do it. And again, we're getting introduced to kind of the game's monsters. Now, everybody talks about the monsters in this game. Everyone talks about the monsters in this game. From my knowledge, I'll try going as much as I can. I don't remember all of them. However, I do remember a decent chunk of them. You can see blood on the ground. I can't remember the name of this monster, though, to be honest. Like, this is the one I don't really pay much attention to, but he's prevalent in a lot of the games. The whole idea, though, is you need to follow him to go find the blood and discover it. If you go through here, still room. Lying figure. Thank you, Yoshio. I appreciate that. And the lying figure is very wrapped up, so you can think about what it means. You have a health drink on the ground, a save point, which if we talk to the save point, I think he actually comments on it. Can I? Does he? Yeah, there. What's this? Looking at this makes me feel like someone's groping around inside my skull. Patient demon. It gives me a weird feeling. And this is on the save point. It's not even saving because we're already saving a ton. And I just wanted to show you guys this little area because it's kind of where the game at first starts you off. And you have to wonder, what would a health kit, two health kits in fact, be doing in there? Also, Yoshio, I hope you're having a good day. Welcome back. And now I keep going. And this is what you have to do on the PS2 version of this game. You'd have to go through here in order to get the weapon. And we're going to be hitting our first major encounter throughout this game, and you'll see it come up.
Boo, it's me, not a ghost. ECDUICIAYY.
So we just get to beat the shit out of this guy right there.
Is it dead? What the hell is it? It's not human.
And that was the first introduction of the monsters in this game.
Oh yeah. This thing broken? What the? I'd better take it anyway. I might need it.
So, we just got introduced to the first monster, which is the lying figure. The lying figure, I want to say, I can't remember it off the top of my head. That's the one monster I don't really remember too well. I want to say the representation of the lying figure, though, is about just kind of being choked in a way. It's being very constricted, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. If you know more about the lying figure, do feel free to chime in. I'm absolutely fine with that. But that is definitely one of the big things. And now they start spawning on the streets as well. You can start seeing them. But look at the lying figure, just for example. What he does is he's supposed to bile at you. He can pass you. And he is very just kind of in a straitjacket somewhat. Which is also kind of what Yoshio was going on earlier. The patient demon is another name for it for a reason. With that being said, they'll also notice more about the lying figures in the early game that you don't normally notice. They normally spawn here. With the glitch we normally do, we avoid them. However, now we're going to have them. I'm happy here with Yoshio. We also get rid of a jump scare there. You don't always get to see that one, but now we get it because we have the actual game. I'm willing to believe it. I think that's a good one. I hope that's the actual case. The inspiration for a lot of the monsters in this game are known as one of the better ones. Anyway, now that we got the apartment key, we can move forward to the next area. You may also notice something we don't normally go over is the radio. In the speedrun, you never see the radio, and one of the big things on it is the radio actually does call to you. In Silent Hill 1, it was mostly just static, but in Silent Hill 2, the radio does call to James, and he's not sure what it is at first, but later on we find out more about that radio. I wonder what's going on with that radio, as they say. The apartments I always talk about, and I can talk about this forever. The apartments is by far the casual killer. When people talk about they don't like Silent Hill 2, I always ask them one question. That question is, did you beat the apartments? Did you finish the apartments? You know what the answer is? It's always a no. They did not finish the apartments. They did not do that at all. Now that's fine. You don't have to finish the apartments. But do understand most people get very confused in the apartments. Now I grabbed the map. Well, right now it's a bit too dark to read the map, which is fine. But do notice this coming up. We're going to get the flashlight in this room. Right here. Nothing in this room as well. Looking at this. Just take a look at it. That outfit looks very familiar. Another thing I haven't mentioned yet is we have an inventory item we haven't really looked at. Does that outfit look familiar to you right now, guys? Does this outfit that I'm looking at the flashlight look at all familiar to you? We also do have the letter that Mary wrote us in the beginning of the game, which I'll now take a look at right now. Hey Hags, how's it going? And I'll read it out loud as well. In my restless dreams, I see that town, Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did. Well, I'm alone there now, in our special place, waiting for you. We also have the radio. I have the chainsaw, which that's an Easter egg I'll show later. But that does look a bit familiar. Anyway, while we're still in the room, we'll check out a little bit of the things here. And nothing else. But take a look at the back of the area. There's something in the back. And that's a mannequin who is now ready to attack us. The mannequin has spawned, and now we're ready to leave the room, because the mannequins are dangerous. The mannequin is the next enemy in the game. Mannequin starts spawning in the game the moment you get the flashlight. Now mannequins can start coming into the game, and you must be a bit... Yes, it is. You have to kind of worry a little bit about them. Now, what the mannequin does is... Well, that's a bit weird. I've actually never had that. The mannequin represents sexuality in one of the ways. You can see its only legs. But we'll find out more about the mannequin coming up. We now also have a gun, and if you load this room, there are a lot of bullet holes. It really makes you think what happened in this room. Like, one of the big things in general is what happened in all these rooms. You look at the walls, there are bullet holes everywhere. So, getting the handgun here is definitely eerie. And a lot of the stuff that's eerie in this game, you don't really notice while you're speedrunning it. Like, you don't notice half these bullet holes, doors being locked. You have to wonder what happened in these apartments. But now we can move forward, and we're going to be doing another cutscene here. Which is the key. You stretch your arm out.
Hey, wait! Damn it.
That is the introduction to our good friend in the game, Laura. And we'll learn more about her later on. I'm not going to talk much about her yet, but do understand she currently does not like us. Some kind of noise north of here. I don't know how he knows it's north, but that's the screen that normally happens. And then that definitely freaks out. This is what freaked me out for the first time I ever played this. He's just waiting for you. Now, anyone who's ever played a Silent Hill game knows about Pyramid Head. They know who he is. They know what Pyramid Head does, and that is eerie just looking at him. The red pyramid thing, so to speak. That's where I first quit the game the first time I played it, as a heads up. Because I was terrified of Pyramid Head there. He's gone now, by the way, so you don't know where he went either. Pyramid Head, funny enough, was actually originally designed with Nemesis in mind. He is sort of in the way that Nemesis is to Resident Evil 3, where originally they wanted Pyramid Head to chase you around a lot of the game, but he doesn't really do that. Going more into this room, I'm only going to rooms that actually we end up going to, by the way. There's really not too much more. Like, a lot of the rooms have the closets. There's a lot of moths in here. But we'll see in here in a moment. What's in this room? Why are there so many moths? Why are there so many holes? It's a bit hard to say. There's a lot of butterflies. It's too dark to tell for sure, but I think there's something on the other side of the hole. Will you investigate? Pyramid Head came from Silent Hill 2. It was never a thing in Silent Hill 1. And there's the clock key. Also, Noctis, I hope you're having a good day. Welcome to the stream. I'm currently doing an all cutscene / informative in-depth playthrough of this game. I'm trying to go over as much as I can, but I will definitely, I won't be talking at all during cutscenes. I want you to enjoy them. So I'm going to avoid talking for the most part during these cutscenes. I'll try going over additional things you normally don't see. Also, in this room, we have a bit of a dead body here. Dead body look familiar, guys? Let's see, can I go around? Let's see, does that dead body look familiar? I wonder who it could be. He's watching TV, he's shot. That hair looks rather familiar, doesn't it? We'll find out more later on that. But first, this is how you're supposed to solve the clock puzzle. Henry, Mildred, Scott. And it tells you the hands are going to be. Clock is stopped at 3:58 and 15 seconds. The faceplate is closed. It is locked. I can't touch the needles of the clock like this. I have the clock key, but I can't use it quite yet. Writing on the clock, the scars in the past shall remove the nail that stops time. Will you push the clock? No matter how hard I push, it doesn't move. It's like it's stuck to the ground. There's scratches on the floor, meaning it can move. I want to say there's an actual thing that gives you the answer, but I don't remember what it is, I'm being quite honest. So what I'm going to do is this. You're supposed to do an order here with the puzzle, Henry, Mildred, Scott, and it tells you who's who. And there's a poem. Actually, let's see if I can find that poem. I don't remember what it is, but we'll find it. Also, one of the reasons why no one really beats this game too often and why people get confused is, let's take a quick look for a moment. Look at this map and look at all the rooms we didn't check. We didn't check 201, we didn't check 203, 204, we just know it doesn't open. We didn't check a lot of these rooms here. But you do get it mapped out as you go. The rooms over here are all, you can always check them out. Like, watch, we'll go through and we'll check some of the rooms out here. And you're going to get a lot of lock is broken. I think this one does it too. As you can see. A lot of the lock appears to be broken comes up. Most of Silent Hill doesn't really get too barricaded, if I'm being quite honest. Yeah, better camera angle. There we go. This room is one of the rooms you can go into. It has enemies. You could fight them, or you could just ignore them. And you do get a mannequin in here. Get out of the way. If I remember correctly, there is the... Oh, come on. I'll grab more health kits, because I know there's more around. Where's the thing I'm looking for? Oh, over here. Camera room, please. The camera's not the best thing in this game. Handgun bullets. That's really all you get. And a lot of the rooms are designed around the fact as well that... Well, oh, come on. They will give you extra ammo. However, I mean... You may be using a lot of that ammo as well. If you know rooms is in addition to that, if James is looking somewhere, you can probably get, like, you can probably grab the item. Most of the enemies you won't have to worry about, though, because you can just run past them. But now, I've looked at all these rooms. Look how many rooms are locked in comparison to open. And lock is broken. You have something in this one room 210. You have something in 205. 203 doesn't work. 204 doesn't work. 206, 207 doesn't work. There's a block there. And nothing else really around. I'm not going to look for the rest of the poem. It's just supposed to tell you, it's a short little poem about the guys and the order they go. That leads to 910. The answer is always going to be 910, so we'll go there right now. I will also grab additional health during this run, just because I may take a bit extra in terms of hits. But now I can go into the room, we'll be good. And normally this is the movement I normally do for the speedrun, as you guys remember. Right here, with the clock key. I was doing Confucius. And you unlock the clock. And we got a 4 o'clock, which is normally not good. The answer is always 910. As you can see, there's one that's stabilized on 3 the entire time. There's the short hand, and then there's the long hand. And now it moves. I got it in normal, yes, Jackson. There is a... Wait, is this room? I don't remember. The safe is in a different room, but we'll find that eventually. There is a safe in this game that you can get. But right now, we're on the other side. This is where Pyramid Head originally was. You remember that. This is where you're standing. And now we are over here. And now we're on the other side of the apartments, which leads us over to that key we needed. Thank you, I appreciate that, Jackson. How are you doing today, Confucius? And now we will be hitting one of everybody's favorite cutscenes in the entire game. Again, I want you to enjoy it, so I'm going to go to the bathroom during this cutscene. Definitely just enjoy... Actually, just definitely enjoy it. we go. That was the Pyramid Head cutscene. Right? So that was the Pyramid Head cutscene. And if you guys are wondering what happened there, the Pyramid Head cutscene is pretty obvious what was happening. He was violating those mannequins. And as you know, James actually ended up fighting him. But there's two of them, in fact. These are two different mannequins in the room. Pyramid Head this is his first real character introduction. You get a bit of a hint at him, and then you learn how horrifying he really is. Especially since you were about the size of those mannequins, and it's pretty rough. So, we get the key, and now we can get out. But now we know about Pyramid Head and what he can do to you. And for most people who play this game, Pyramid Head is probably one of the most terrifying aspects. Here's the key Laura kicked away from earlier, and inside the room you can normally get extra ammo. So handgun bolts. And there's a lot you can get in these rooms. But yes, that is Pyramid Head's introduction, which it's pretty graphic. There's a reason why I didn't show that cutscene during GDQ. Let's just go with that. He will, Ferret. He absolutely will. Now we're on the other side of the apartments, and we can go get the next item, which, as a homage to old horror solutions, it is just a can of juice. I'm still really not sure why they decided on a canned juice, but it is a thing that they did. I know you. Know you, Confucius. Know you. And as well, not really any, no keys you can really grab, so most of the locked doors aren't going to be the way you think they are. There's really not too much you can get. But what this leads us to is the other side. If you remember, there's another entrance here, this one. And this is the other one. And we go back to the first side as we go. You can also see the big stamina drop that I normally avoid. But now, since I'm just running without saving it all the time, you can see the stamina that time saves comes by quick saving. And then we come here, and I love the graffiti in all the rooms, by the way. We drop the canned juice. It just drops down, you hear the thud. The whole idea is on the other end, you look at a coin and it says there's something lodged in there and you're not sure what it is. And I normally do the juice first because it's faster. And at the same time, we're going to get more coins. Normally, you're not allowed to fall in the pool. Like, you can, but it'll fall like that. Swapping to the weapon gives me the glitch that allows me to go faster there. Don't mind the low health, by the way. We'll have more health soonish. I just don't really have any right now. And now we're going to watch one of our favorite cutscenes, and I just know to drop the juice. If you look at the other end, there is a coin that says something is lodged in there. You can only really guess at the vent because you know that the trash chute vent leads to that dumpster next to it. So if you work on both, you have to drop something down. Juice is really the only thing that makes sense. Also, before I go in there looking around the room, there is more handgun bolts. There's a locked door. If I remember correctly, there is a dead man in the fridge. So let's go see what's happening. Also, some of my favorite dialogue in the game is coming right now. Again, during cutscenes, I'll be quiet.
It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Do what?
I didn't do anything. I swear. He was like this when I got here.
My name's James. James Sunderland.
Eddie.
Eddie. Who's that dead guy in the kitchen?
I didn't do it. I swear I didn't kill anybody.
You're not friends with that red pyramid.
Red pyramid thing. I don't know what you're talking about. Honest. But I did see some weird looking monsters. They scared the hell out of me, so I ran in here.
Well, I guess this place isn't too safe either. What happened here anyway?
I told you, I don't know. I'm not even from this town. I I just...
You too, huh? Something just brought you here, right?
Yeah, you could say that.
Well, whatever it is, I think you better get out of here soon.
Yeah, you're right. What about you?
I'll leave as soon as I'm done here. Eddie, be careful.
James, you be careful too.
Eddie, are you okay?
Yeah, I guess.
Eddie, are you okay?
Yeah.
Alright, so that was that for the most part. Now you know about Eddie. You get a bit of a room here that you can see. Not really too much. A child's room. Room with the bathroom. And this is the apartments. Hey, Lazy Tiger, how's it going? Hope you're having a good day. So, on that one cutscene, we just learned a lot about Eddie. We don't even know much about him yet. We've learned a little bit, but not too much. Consider what we just learned about Eddie in that very small amount of time. One, he was afraid, so he ran to the town. He's afraid, so he ran to the bathroom. He doesn't know what happened to that guy in the kitchen, and something called him here. We'll learn more about Eddie later, but just think about what we know about him so far, and we learned so much about him. That was also the last major character introduction. We'll get one or two more of those, but Eddie and Angela are both very important characters. Anyway, the garbage bag is torn and the contents are strewn all over. You got a coin. This is the garbage bag that was thrown in the top vents. If you talk to the top vent, it says something's lodged in there, you need to unlodge it, which is how the juice comes in. But you also get this. What's this? Some gossip magazine, eh? The police announced today that Walter Sullivan, who was arrested on the 18th of this month for the brutal murder of Billy Loken and his sister Miriam, committed suicide in his jail cell early on the morning of the 22nd. According to the police statement, Sullivan used a soup spoon to stab himself in the neck, severing his carotid artery. By the time the car discovered him, Sullivan was dead from blood loss, the spoon buried 2 inches in his neck. An old schoolmate of Walter Sullivan's from his hometown of Pleasant River said, "He didn't look like the type of guy who would kill his kids." But I do remember that just before they arrested him, he was blurting out all sorts of strange stuff like, "He's trying to kill me, he's trying to punish me, the monster, the red devil, forgive me, I did it, but it wasn't me." The schoolmate then added, "I guess now that I think about it, he was kind of crazy." So that's referring to a few things there. Just kind of think about what that might be going towards. You can take some guesses. But now that we got the coins we need from this part, we can go to the next part of the apartments. And again, I mentioned the apartments is one of the big killers for a lot of people when they play this game for the first time. The thing, though, is it's a very short section when you really get into it, because the second part isn't that long. There's no fire escape outside the door. Maybe they knocked it down when they built the building next door. I think I can get in the building next door if I go through the window in front of me. And now we're in the next section of the apartments. You can see some broken glass here. A few other things. Also, for everyone's favorite cutscene, I'm not going to do the entire thing, but you can do this. It looks like there's something stuck inside the toilet. Will you take it out? Should we take it out of the toilet, guys? What's stuck in the toilet? I don't know. Looks like a wallet. There's some kind of memo in it. 12, 17, 14, 7. There's nothing else interesting. There's no point in looking anymore. So this does lead to a puzzle, but the puzzle is not really a mandatory thing. If you look in this room, there is a safe here. And you use the numbers for the safe. So you can go either way, I think. I don't remember the entire way of doing the safe. I think it's like right here. See? You go certain directions, and that's really about it. I'm not going to do the safe, though, because all it gives you is ammo. It doesn't really give much else. It's newspapers, more graffiti, and now I can go on to the next area. So let's go. Also, I'll take the health drink just because. And like I mentioned, there's not really much you have to do in this game. All you have to really do is solve the coin puzzle, which you actually get from downstairs. And we're about to find out where we get that right now. If you guys remember correctly, we have this route. Hey, Moonlight, how's it going? And we have this door that we have a big cutscene we don't normally watch. So again, enjoy.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah, I'm James.
Angela.
Angela. Okay. I don't know what you're planning, but there's always another way.
Really? But you're the same as me. It's easier just to run. Besides, is what we deserve.
No, I'm not like you.
Are you afraid? I'm sorry.
It's okay. Did you find your mother?
Not yet. She's not anywhere.
Did she live in this apartment building?
I don't know.
So, all you know is she lived in this town.
What did you say? How do you know that?
Well, I just figured, 'cause this is where you're looking for her. How else would I know?
Yeah.
Am I right?
I'm so tired.
So, why did you come to this town anyway?
I'm sorry. Did you find the person you're looking for?
Not yet. Her name's Mary. She's my wife.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Anyway, she's dead. I don't know why I think she's here.
She's dead?
Don't worry. I'm not crazy. At least, I don't think so.
I've got to find my mama.
Should I go with you? This town's dangerous. Now I know what you meant back there in the cemetery.
I'll be okay by myself. Besides, I'd just slow you down.
What about that?
Will you hold it for me?
Sure. No problem.
If I kept it, I'm not sure what I might do. I'm sorry. I've been bad. Please, don't.
Yes, she is. But you have to understand, Hags, why is Angela so odd? So right now, this is the first major introduction to Angela. We had the one earlier, but this kind of gives more of what Angela's all about. We know she's looking for her mama, and right now, we know she's still looking, but doesn't know quite sure where she is. She's kind of confused why we would know anything, but she's also very defensive around us and very I guess she has a lot of mood swings. Let's go with that. But one of the things I'm bringing up, though, is that we got the knife. And the knife from Angela, it's not a weapon. You can't use it as a weapon. If you use it, you can't use that here. But what you can do is you can examine it. The blade is stained with something red. I wonder what that can be. Why is the knife red? And now we leave. And now he's heading back to the coin puzzle. And that was pretty good. And we are almost done with the apartments as well. We get the coin puzzle first, which we have the prisoner, the old man, and the snake. Again, there's a poem here that's supposed to be like the prisoner flies over the old man. Kind of like the piano puzzle. But we're just going to do this. Which hole are you going to put the coin into? Sounds good, Ags. I'll make sure to. The old man, which goes behind it. And let's see if I can find the poem. I don't remember where it is, though. If anyone, like, a lot of things I don't remember where the answer's supposed to be. But now I get it. And a lot of these are very symbolic as well. The prisoner, the old man, and the snake. And then you get the key. I want to say it's, like, not on there. But there's, like, a poem nearby, if I remember right. Oh, that's just a save point, never mind. But yeah, there is a poem that is pertinent to that. But it's a lot of looking around the different rooms. Wait, what was that? A white prism? Oh, good to know where that is. Alright. That is one of the rebirth ending items. I have never done the rebirth ending, but I do know it's a thing. It's an extra ending that you can get in the game. I'll grab that, and let's go watch the next area, shall we? We're almost done with the apartments, guys. But yes, there is more to Angela, clearly. In total for the game, there are 3 main endings that you can normally get. There are 2 joke endings, and then there is 1 additional ending that you can also have. Apartment stair key, and I think you can look note. Painting display here, just paintings. Now we get the key, and we can move on. Lock is broken. Lock is broken. However, I want to pay close... I actually found out about this really recently. Someone pointed it out to me, but... Look at this room. Look at this room right here. This is like a living room right there. And we have a kitchen. But the bedroom that would be here is currently boarded up. These doors are boarded up. They boarded up these rooms. Like, boarded up usually means you don't want something getting out of that room. It sometimes means you're trapped. Like, the boards are on this side, meaning they can be removed. You have to wonder what was on the other side of these doors. And the game does a lot of things like this that make you really think about, hey, what's going on in this town? And what could possibly be there? With the Pyramid Head fight, like normally you'd have to, well, I'm not going to do my strategy because that's a bit of a glitch, but watch. He'll keep running towards me, he will attack you as you go. This is the old strategy if anyone's curious. And you can't damage him when that's happening. If he doesn't overhead hit, he'll actually try to kill you. Take some damage, that's fine, but I can run over here. When the siren goes, you're good to go. But do notice as well, during this section, there's 2 ways of beating Pyramid Head. 1, you have to do enough damage for him to leave. 2, you run around the room until he decides to leave. The other way takes much longer, and it's kind of a set-in-motion thing to let you escape. But this is the first actual interaction with Pyramid Head that we've personally had that works there. It could be Raccoon. There's a lot of interpretations you can have on that. And that is one of them. But that was Pyramid Head. And let's keep going forward now. And that was the apartments, which we are now out of. Most people get stuck on this one section. Going through a lot of that, it took me roughly about an hour, like, to get to past the apartments. Most people would probably take 2 hours or so. Like, I imagine roughly that too.
You! It was you, wasn't it?
You're the one who stepped on my hand.
I don't know. Maybe I did.
What's a little girl like you doing here, anyway?
Huh? Are you blind or something?
What's that letter?
None of your business. You didn't love Mary anyway.
Wait! How do you know Mary's name?
And then we learned something new. So Laura, we had a brief interaction with when she stepped on her hand. Now we're learning Laura's a fun character because you're slowly piecing together what she has in relation to you. She's really the only character who has a direct relation to you, to some extent. This is just a part cutscene, don't really watch it. It's so fun to do that, by the way, so I'm still gonna do that. But before we go more into Laura, we have a new person we're gonna meet, as you guys may know.
Mary? No, you're not.
Do I look like your girlfriend?
No, my late wife. I can't believe it. You could be her twin. Your face, your voice, just your hair and clothes are
My
different.
name is Maria. I don't look like a ghost, do I? See? Feel how warm I am?
You're really not Mary.
I told you, I'm Maria.
Sorry. I was confused.
Where are you going?
I'm looking for Mary. Have you seen her?
Didn't you say she died?
Oh yeah, 3 years ago. But I got a letter from her. She says she was waiting in our special place.
And that's here? Anyway, I haven't seen her. Is this your only special place?
Well, there's the hotel too, I guess. The one on the lake? I wonder if it's still there.
The Lakeview Hotel? Yeah, it's still there. So, the hotel was your special place, huh? I'll bet it was. Don't get so mad. I was just joking. Anyway, it's not that way. It's this way.
You're coming with me?
You were gonna just leave me?
No, but...
With all these monsters around?
No, I just...
I'm all alone here. Everyone else is gone. I look like Mary, don't I? You loved her, right? Huh, or maybe you hated her.
Don't be ridiculous.
So it's okay?
Yeah, fine.
And now we have Maria with us. As you can see, Maria definitely looks like Mary. We're not sure why she's here, but we'll learn more about her. I just want to say right now, though, pay very close attention to the things being said, the things that are shown, and the way things react. Maria has a lot of subtleties to her that you, pay attention to it. I'll explain them later, but I do want you to pay attention to it right now. That is probably one of the most important subtleties of the entire game. There's going to be a lot to it. But now we have all of the main cast introduced to us. We have Mary from the very beginning. We have Angela, Eddie, Laura, and now Maria. Maria, by the way, the whole reason I kept doing Christina Aguilera jokes is because she actually is inspired by 1998 Christina Aguilera. That's not me joking. That is, look at the outfit for the, I think, Teen Choice Awards. That is the exact outfit she wore. Mary and Maria are very similar characters. They look exactly the same. The only difference is one is much more sultry and seductive, while the other is dead. So, we're now going to enter the bowling alley where we have one of our favorite cutscenes. And definitely pay attention as well. We have Maria and...
I'll wait here. I hate bowling.
I didn't come here to play, you know.
Hurry back, okay?
So she's not gonna go into the bowling alley. She just won't.
So what'd you do? Robbery? Murder?
Nah, nothing like that.
Huh, you're just a gutless fatso.
What'd you have to say that for?
I thought you said the cops were after you.
No, I just ran because I was scared. I don't know what the cops are doing.
But if you did something bad, why don't you just say you were sorry? Well, I guess I run away a lot too.
It's no good. They wouldn't listen. Nobody will ever forgive me. Did you find the lady you're looking for? What's her name? Mary?
Eddie?
Oh. You're...
James. We met in the apartment building?
Yeah, I remember. But...
Are you alone here, Eddie?
No.
Bye-bye.
Wait! Come back! Eddie, let's go after her.
Huh? Laura? Why?
Laura. Is that her name?
That's what she said.
This town is full of monsters. How can you sit there and eat pizza?
She said she was fine by herself. She said a fatso like me would just slow her down.
Forget you. Who is that girl, anyhow?
I don't know. All I know is her name. I swear.
Who is...
Alright. So a lot of questions right now. Let me see if I go over here. So can I turn around the camera? I don't know. You kind of go down the bowling lanes? Not really. So yeah, I got the camera turned around. So, Eddie is currently eating a fresh pizza. We have learned so much about Eddie at this moment in time. One, he has a fresh pizza here. Two, he just met Laura, and how he knows her. They seem to get along. They have nothing against each other, although Laura does think Eddie is fat. And Eddie, I mean, he doesn't like being called fat by Laura, but he doesn't really seem angry by it. He just seems kind of disappointed. And three, we now understand that Eddie is currently on the run. He came to the town for some reason, because he's currently on the lam. And that normally refers to the fact that he committed a crime. We don't know what it is, but he committed a crime which made him run away. Why the town called him, we don't quite know yet. However, I will break this down for you on why he has a fresh pizza. So Eddie currently has a fresh pizza, as you can see here, and this is my headcanon. There's no official, reason, but this one's actually really good. This is kind of mine, but I will explain it. So, Eddie currently has a fresh pizza in Silent Hill, and as you know, everyone sees monsters in this town. However, no one ever said that James, Eddie, and Angela are all seeing the same monsters. And I do want to highlight that right now. They are not seeing the same monsters. What we saw in front of Eddie was a fresh pizza. I'm not sure what Laura may have seen. However, Eddie is not actually looking at a fresh pizza, especially considering All-Stars Pizza does not exist in the town of Silent Hill. There is no All-Stars Pizza. So you have to think, what can that pizza potentially be? I believe it's actually a pizza-based monster. It's Eddie's own version of a boss fight. For all you know, the town distorts things to different visions, so people are seeing different things. Eddie doesn't see that. And keep that idea in mind, that people see different things in this town, because that's going to be very important. Anyway, the reason why I waited was because of this.
Did a little girl run out of here?
Yeah, she was too fast for me. Aren't you gonna go after her?
And now we are back over here. Funny enough, there is a cutscene I think you can get if I do this. Let me see if I can get it. Oh, wait, I have to go this way.
Where are you going? This isn't the way that little girl went.
So, if you go the wrong way, she'll actually correct you, saying, hey, go the right way. So I thought it was just kind of funny to show off. But you don't know what he's really doing, though. And the town's very weird in the way it handles things. It does change as well. So, while it may show he's holding something in his hand, he very well may not be. People's perceptions are very different, and I do want to bring that up right now for a good reason.
She went through there.
Is there any other way?
Yeah, there is. Right through there.
It's no good. It's locked.
Ibonics, thanks so much for the follow. Also, while we're in Heaven's Night, I'm going to take a minute to explore, because you don't really ever get a look into Heaven's Night. If you're wondering, Heaven's Night is a strip club in the town of Silent Hill. It does. It actually holds up really well, Recluse. It's kind of interesting when you think about it. I can't remember if you can actually go into any of the rooms. Yeah, in this one. But looking at it, there's Paradise. Here is I want to say, Heaven's Night. And over here, we have the stage. Just a regular stage. And yes, as I mentioned, this is a strip club in the town of Silent Hill. Now, why does Maria have a key to a strip club? It's because she's actually a stripper in Heaven's Night. Oh, that is beautiful. I don't know what you're talking about, Savianis, but going back into it, though, everything I like, Savianis as well, the theory I'm stating is very, like, the whole Pizza Eddie theory is actually really, like, accurate. Like, it's entirely plausible that that can potentially be the answer there.
Over there!
As you can now tell, a large section of what we're going to be doing here is trying to find Laura. You need to find Laura for whatever reason. The reason that we're looking for her is because, also you can see Maria just kind of spawns in rooms with us. We need to find her to learn more about Mary, and something's written on it. The potential for this illness exists in all people, and under the right circumstances, any man or woman would be driven like him to the other side. The other side, perhaps, may not be the best way to phrase it. After all, there is no wall between here and there. It lies on the borders where reality and unreality intersect. It is a place both close and distant. Some say it isn't even an illness. I cannot agree with them. I am a doctor, not a philosopher, even a psychiatrist. But sometimes I have to ask myself this question. It's true that to us, his imaginings are nothing but the inventions of a busy mind. But to him, there simply is no other reality. Furthermore, he is happy there. So why, I ask myself, why in the name of healing him must we drag him painfully into the world of our own reality? Something else is written by hand. I got the key from Joseph. It's probably the key to that box. The purple bowl key. And the purple bowl key is going to be one of 4 keys that we're going to need for a 4 locked box, which we'll see coming up. And the hospital is a very interesting section as well, because it's going to play a lot. It's probably one of the most iconic sections in the entire game. And now we have the nurses. Now, the nurses also, you can search in the rooms. There's something inside the white lab pocket. Examination room key. You can go in different rooms. There's a lot you can do here. There's a sexy poster over here. No time to be looking at a stupid poster. And you can search lockers as well, but none of the lockers really open. Like, we're out of the locker rooms. You can keep checking, but the locker room you need to go into is over here.
Ow!
What's wrong?
I just pricked myself.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
The bent needle. And then there's a shotgun in the locker, so we get the shotgun and the bent needle. And there's nothing else you really need in this room. The room is mostly to give you that bent needle. So it's actually a mandatory room you must go into, and we'll see a bit more of the things to come. This room, there's always a bunch of things in these rooms. This one is the Lapis Eye Key. Now this eye key is actually another one that you need for the 4-lock box. And then you also get shotgun shells as well, which will help us out later. And now we hit the favorite part of the game, which is... you guys know it. There's a typewriter here. I got no use for this. Wait a minute. What's this? There's a sheet of carbon paper still stuck in the typewriter. I can still read the imprint left on it. I know it. I know the number of the box, 6695. It can't help him anymore. The button key doesn't scare me, so nobody can stop who I am. I don't know who I am, is who I am, is who I am, is... and repeats. So 6695. And the locked box is actually going on the story of the man who... his reality is better than the real world, and they're trying to drag him back. This puzzle is always the same. There's an answer for it, but it's better just to do this. And you can search all these rooms, however, you only need to search this one.
James. Wait a minute. I'm kind of tired. It's just a hangover.
You should rest.
So comfy.
I'm gonna go look for her. For Laura. I'll be back as soon as I can.
James, I want to ask you something. What if you can't find Mary? What will you do?
I haven't thought about that.
I'll be okay soon. Did you find Laura?
So, we no longer have Maria with us right now. She's going to be on the bed, resting up a hangover. However, do notice a few things about her. She's very sick, and you're not too sure what's causing that. She's saying it's a hangover, but it very well might not be. Also, there's a diary here. I'll read it out. Also, Elise, how's it going? Hope you're having a good day. Yes, this is in depth. It's a code you find, and just a normal answer that tells you the code, like a doctor's note. It's not really that interesting, to be honest. May 9th, rain. Stared out the window all day, peaceful here, nothing to do, still not allowed to go outside. May 10th, still raining. Talked to the doctor a little. Would they have saved me if I didn't have a family to feed? I know I'm pathetic, weak. Not everyone can be strong. May 11th, rain again. The meds made me feel sick today. If I'm only better when I'm drugged, then who am I anyway? May 12th, rain as usual. I don't want to cause any more trouble for anyone, but I'm a bother either way. Can it really be such a sin to run instead of fight? Some people may say so, but they don't have to live in my shoes. It may be selfish, but it's what I want. It's not too hard like this, it's just too hard. May 13th, it's clear outside. The doctors told me I've been released, that I've got to go home. Diary ends here, there are no more entries. What's a diary doing up here? So, that diary is actually an optional thing you can do. I'm doing good, by the way, at least. So Pyramid Head just knocked us down, and also this puts us on very low health. Not super low, but it's like low enough to where you are pretty low on health. Hey, Dustin, man, how's it going, man? Hope you're having a good one. And then in this room, you end up getting something written on the wall. 9153. Turn the numbers. Better not forget them. So I'll write them down here. The other one, my secret name. And that's the only room we can go into here. And now we can go to the 4 locked box. But talking about a few things, as we talked about earlier, there are 3 endings in this game. There are 3 endings in the game, as I mentioned a bit earlier. And the 3 endings are Leave, Maria, and In Water. Everything you do in the game adds points to endings you can get. So, for example, looking at the picture of Mary will lead to one ending. Looking at the knife will lead to another ending. Reading the diary is one of those things that can lead you to an ending. You don't have to do it, but if you do it, it puts you closer to a different ending. And there's also certain interactions as well, like talking to Maria a bunch, which will also do that. So I don't know what ending this is going to involve. There's something written on the wall. Louise, take care of you forever. It's my destiny. This is the 4 lock box. As I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of clues here about the story of the crazy man protecting his box. The Pearl Wool Key, the Lapis Eye Key. And now we have the numbers, which are 6695. As we know from the typewriter, it said it was on the numpad. While this one, it just turn the numbers. 9153. And for our results, we get... There's nothing inside the box. No, I'm wrong. There's a few hairs inside. You get a piece of hair. And the piece of hair is going to actually be necessary, as you guys know. If you don't, you'll find out in brief about why it's necessary. And we have to do this over here. There's a drain here, and if you tried talking to it earlier, there's something stuck in the drainage pipe. The hole's too small, I can't get my hand to reach inside it. Maybe I've had a long, narrow tool of some kind. How's it going, Robert? A long, narrow tool. The elevator key. And also notice we had to use a piece of hair to get that. Now, a lot of people ask themselves this question. Why did you have to get a piece of hair from a 4-lock box? James' hair isn't long enough, and why can't we use Maria's hair? I want you to think about that. We got the hook from the teddy bear. And I need to pee again, so enjoy the cutscene, okay? There's a lot of them.
Laura?
Huh? You know my name?
Eddie told me.
That big fat blabbermouth.
How do you know about Mary?
What's the big deal?
Why can't you just tell me?
You gonna yell at me if I don't?
No, I won't.
I was friends with Mary. We met at the hospital. It was last year.
You liar! Laura, I...
Fine, don't believe me.
What?
Perfect.
Last year. Mary was already... I'm sorry, Laura. Anyway, let's go. We can talk about this later. This is no place for a kid. There are all sorts of strange things around here. I can't believe you haven't even gotten a scratch on you.
Why should I? Wait! There's something I gotta get.
later, okay?
But it's really important.
What is it?
A letter from Mary.
Huh?
I want to go get it. Is that okay?
Yes, yes.
Come on, hurry up.
Is it in there?
Yeah, in the back.
What are you doing, Laura?
It's further back in the desk.
Laura! What are you doing?
Ha ha, I tricked you.
Open the door, Laura.
Why should I? I'm a liar, right? Want me to open it? Huh? Huh? Do ya? What's the magic word?
Laura?
Okay, I guess I won't open it. I think I'll just leave you like this.
You snotty little brat! Open up!
Why, you...
Laura?
You hurt me!
At this point, oh wait, why not that? Oh, I put the wrong weapon out. That's fine. One. So this is Flesh Lips. As you guys know, one of my favorite bosses in the entire game. Flesh Lips is very symbolic, but it's not as powerful. It's more of a foreshadowing symbolic than anything else. I do want you to pay attention to what Flesh Lips is. It is living beds, living hospital beds. Flesh Lips is called Flesh Lips because it literally has flesh lips. It's the official name of the boss as well. And a third one does spawn in addition to that, and then they die based on proximity. Now we get locked in here because Laura was not happy that we called her a liar. And now we are in the Otherworld Hospital. How did we get wheeled in here? We're not really too sure. But now we're in the Otherworld Hospital. This is the first instance of the whole idea of Silent Hill that we see in the entire game. When people think Silent Hill, what they think is Rust. They think the demented world you go into. This is what people remember with Silent Hill. And now we're finally in there. The Flesh Lips fight, we ended up going to the other one now. Hey, Stranger Karna, thank you so much for the follow. We get a dry cell battery, and we also get a basement storeroom key. Now, the thing is, that dry cell battery you always will pick up. You never don't pick that up. Piece of paper on the bed. I was locked up inside the basement's basement. It was so small and dark, and I was so afraid. I dropped my precious ring, but I will never, ever go back there. So it's saying we need to go into the basement for rings. If you're wondering why do we need rings, you're kind of looking around where you need to go, but if you're a bit observant and started exploring a little bit, by this point you may recognize something needs rings. Now what can need rings? What's locked? There's a painting of a woman on the door. Oddly enough, the hand part of the painting is actually 3D and sticks out. And you see she has a couple of hands. Specifically, the hands are important there. And at this point, we've already picked up nothing. We just picked up information. We hit a key at the bottom, but we have an idea that there's rings. But the issue is you can't really go to the rings until you have Maria. She's locked with both of the rings. One of them is in the fridge, which is too hard to open by yourself, so you need Maria to help you out. But you need anybody, really. You're not strong enough to do it yourself. But now we get this.
James.
Mary? Oh, Maria. It's you. I thought you were... Sorry. Anyway, I'm glad you're alive.
Anyway? What do you mean, anyway? You don't sound very happy to see me. I was almost killed back there. Why didn't you try to save me? All you care about is that dead wife of yours. I've never been so scared in my whole life. You couldn't care less about me, could you?
No, I
Then
just...
stay with me. Don't ever leave me alone. You're supposed to take care of me. So, what about Laura? Did you find her?
Yeah, but... She ran away.
We've got to find her.
You really seem to care about her. Do you know her?
I've never met her before. I just feel sorry for her. She's all alone. And for some reason, I feel like it's up to me to protect her.
Alright. And now what we're gonna get is this. The copper ring. Can I talk to her? I can't. You have the copper ring in the basement, as they mentioned. The basement's basement, sorry. And now we have Maria, Maria with us once again, and again, pay attention quite to what she's saying. I mentioned there's a lot that you will notice on her, and I don't want to give away any massive, like, twists or anything yet, or any information that's not already available. So that's why I'm not going full in-depth on some of the characters, even though I know full well that I can at this point. Also, cutscene you don't normally see, but this is more of an Easter egg.
Correctly and receive the punishment. It all depends on you. And our lucky, or should I say unlucky challenger today is James. James Sunderland! Are you ready to play trick or treat? Okay, here's your first question. Merry-go-round, haunted house, roller coaster, Ferris wheel, and teacup. Silent Hill is home to a thrilling amusement park that both children and adults love. The question is, what is the name of this amusement park? 1. Fantasyland. 2. Silent Hill Amusement Park. 3. Lakeside Amusement Park. Okay, quickly on to question number 2. Silent Hill witnessed a gruesome murder a few years back. A brother and sister were playing in the road when they were attacked and chopped into pieces with an axe. Torn flesh, smashed bones, splattered blood, and finally, bitter tears. What a terrible tragedy. What a gruesome end to such innocent lives. Now the question, what was the name of the murderer who committed this vile act? 1. Walter Sullivan. 2. Scott Fairbanks. 3. Eric Danes. Now for our third and final question. South of the lake is a deserted old neighborhood called South Vale. From there to Pale Vale, the central resort area northwest of the lake, there's only one road you can take. Just one road, no more. The third and final question is, what is the name of that road? 1. Bachman Road. 2. Rindell Street. 3. Nathan Avenue. Well, that's the last of our questions. Have you got it all figured out? When you know the answers, head to the storeroom on the 3rd floor to collect your prizes. But be careful if you're wrong. Well then, everybody, thanks for tuning in. See you again sometime. Bye-bye.
What was that?
A long elevator ride. That's what that was. So anyway, you don't have to do that. It's an optional bonus minigame, kind of like the save earlier that you don't have to do. But what it does is it ends up giving you bonus items that you can use if you get the questions right. Lakeview Hotel, it's either Walter Sullivan or Ed Gain, and then it's either A or B for the last one. It's either Rendell Street or the first one was. They have multiple answers, funny enough. Like, only the first one's a one and only. Anyway.
You can't open it?
Yeah, Maria, give me a hand here.
Come on. You're supposed to be the big man around here. How's a little girl like me supposed to help? What's this? Not very cute, is it? Here, James. You take it.
Thanks.
Thanks. Sartorius. Thanks. The lettering. Anyway, now we got the lettering, and now we can continue going forward. We got all the rings we need, and a lot of the stuff. Silent Hill 4 is effectively a sequel to Silent Hill 2 in a small degree. They're tangentially related, but they're not like. It's more connected than Silent Hill 1 and 4 would be, for example. While 1 and 3 are connected, 2 and 4 are connected. Anyway, now that we got the rings, we can move forward. And then you put on the copper ring on the hand, the lead ring on the hand. Exactly. And now you go all the way down the stairs. None of the doors here work, you'd have to keep going. It's weird though because like James isn't canonically dead. It's weird. It's a weird thing. Well, I mean, James came here 3 years ago, like about over 3 years ago with his wife. And Silent Hill breaks down into a few different towns. Also, give me a moment.
Open up!
In a way, James has now lost Mary for the second time. Maria, who looks and acts, or looks exactly like Mary, was now taken by Pyramid Head in front of James. And this is the one time you actually see Maria die, the first time you see Maria die in front of you. He who is not bold enough to be stared at from across the abyss is not bold enough to stare into himself. The truth can only be learned by marching forward. Follow the map, there's a letter and a wrench. There's a letter in the wrench. And then it tells you where to use the wrench. And it tells you where to use the key you get from that wrench. And where to go next. I copy them onto my map. Hospital lobby key. I don't know which one we're going to get. I will show all three of them, though, afterward. But I'm going to go in depth on whichever one I get. I will show all three of them just for you guys, though. And now we're at the hospital. Maria's dead. I couldn't protect her. Once again, I couldn't do anything to help. Laura has run off somewhere. Mary, what should I do? Are you really waiting somewhere for me? Or is this your way of taking... I'm going to find Mary. It's the only thing I have left to hope for. And now, as you guys may know, we have about the 6.5 minutes of street running. I don't have to hold the text up the entire time, though, because I watched the radio cutscene earlier, so we can just run and save. But now we're in a dark town, there's nurses everywhere, and we're going to be backtracking back to that little wrench, or the letter in the wrench. We're going to the park to use the wrench, and then we'll be going to the Historical Society for the next area. These are all places that are marked on the map, and you need to mark them on your map, and that's the general idea you have to go. Like right now, pull this out, we do have the map, so we can go check. What we know is we have to go this way to go up to the park. However, you must also gather the wrench. So you actually want to go this way. And you'll see some of the streets are obviously broken, like in the original Silent Hill. You can't go back, and you need the key. So it's a backtrack that's going to take us over here, and then back over here to the Historical Society. Well, actually, Raccoos, there is a interaction with the flashlight. The flashlight does actually run out of power at some point during the game. I do want to make a note of that. The flashlight isn't entirely immortal. It does run out of power, believe it or not. It just... yeah. Well, I'll show you guys that, because I skip that room. We don't skip the room. But going back into it as well, we're kind of learning more about the game and why a lot of people like it so far. Like, the amount of hinting so far and the payoff it brings is insane. All we understand right now is that we lost Maria, we don't know what happened to Eddie, we don't know what happened to Angela, we have to look for Laura, and we're now in a different version of the town. And like I mentioned earlier, there's a few versions of the town that we'll talk about. There's the original town, which is the one that everyone went to. And also, we can actually hold up while I'm here, I may as well do this, because we can check it out. We don't normally do this, but we can check it out. There's a trailer. In the trailer, you have a memo. I'll wait at Bar Neely's. Neely's Bar. There's a dartboard and a save point. There's also a health kit, which I will take. And there's more ammo, and there's just a lot of things in general. But as I was talking about the three versions of the town, you have the main town of Silent Hill, you have the overworld, and you have the otherworld. Now, the main town of Silent Hill is what James and Mary went to years ago. That's the town at its, the vacation town. It's an actual town in Maine. Silent Hill 2 does take place in Maine. I think actually all the games take place in Maine. But going back into it, also yes, the sequel, one of the games, I can't remember which one off the top of my head, does canonically reference this as Maine. The movie does not take place in Maine, though, funny enough. Only the rest of the game does. But you have the main town, which we went to before. You have the overworld, and then you have the otherworld. Right now, we're in the overworld. Also, the letter. Or perhaps you are a fool. The truth usually betrays people. And part of that abyss is in the old society. The key to the society is in the park, at the foot of the praying woman inside of the ground, inside of a box. To open it, I need a wrench. My patient buried it there. I knew, but did nothing. It made me uneasy to have such a thing near. I wasn't looking for the truth. I was looking for tranquility. I also saw that thing. I fled, but the museum was sealed as well. Now no one dares to approach that place. If you still do not wish to stop, James, I pray the Lord to have mercy on your eternal soul. Now, at first, there's a lot of hints in this game, but now they're directly referencing James. The town is actually talking to James right now, and a big theory in Silent Hill 2 is that, in comparison to Silent Hill 1, or I guess let me break it down like this. When most people think about Silent Hill, they think of their own personal hell where you fight your inner demons. The game series did not start off this way. Silent Hill 1, you do not have any of Harry's demons. Harry just ended up there trying to save his daughter. It's a very different motivation, very different character. All the resemblances and all the imagery in Silent Hill 1 is in reference to your daughter, Cheryl. And it's things that she saw. Like Floatstream, for example, it's a bug. There's a lot of bug in that game because she's afraid of bugs. In this game, however, James has now been called to the town. In addition, some other people have as well. Prime does it if you have the old Prime, but it kind of sucks. I wish those were the same waffles, but yeah, Prime is definitely if you have the old subscription, it'll last until you renew it, but Prime sucks now. I don't like it personally, but, I mean, I have until, like, March. Waffles, thank you so much for the follow. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream, and I do appreciate it. The door that wakes in the darkness, opening into nightmares. It is pretty dumb. And nothing on this side, so we can keep going. And now we can make our way back towards the park. And furthermore, now that James is in the town, we're going to see a bit more. Right now we're in the overworld, as I mentioned. And this is, the town is currently, like, Silent Hilly, but it's not Rusty is the thing. When you hit the Rusty area, that's the other world. Right now we're in the overworld, though, so you can still see the monsters. The normal town of Silent Hill does not have monsters. All three exist in Silent Hill 2. The overworld, the otherworld, and the normal town. All three of them actually exist. And they do intersect as well. So one person may be seeing one thing, for example, someone else is going to see another thing. Now, Laura currently has not seen any monsters. Laura has not seen a single monster. That's why she's been surprised that she doesn't have scratches. That's why she was actually asking. She wasn't like going like, oh, yeah, monsters everywhere, I'm just good at dodging. She doesn't know there's anything here. For Laura, it's currently an empty town. Now you use the wrench. And then you get the old bronze key. And this key will take you to the historic site. How's it going, Baller Shark? Welcome to the stream. Also, Waffle, welcome as well. Normally, I do a lot of horror speed runs. I have 47 of them. But every now and again, I do just play horror games for the sake of playing them. And I got world record in this category in Silent Hill 2 recently. So I want to kind of just break it down for this game whenever anyone asks me a lot of the questions. Like, hey, what does this mean? What does that mean? I want to answer it. The nurses, by the way, I'm going to talk about them since they're all around. They use pipes. The nurses in Silent Hill 1 are very different from Silent Hill 2. You may know, I don't have a world record command. It's a 4152. You may notice that in Silent Hill 1, they wore scrubs. They're much more grotesque looking. And these ones, they're bubbleheads, but they're very seductive. A lot of people do notice they're more scantily clad. It's the general idea of a nurse as you would see it. And they are lewd in a way, but it is a reference to James. Everything James is seeing with these monsters, James sees to some extent. And it's all symbolic to him. The monsters in the town are different for everybody, as I mentioned earlier. Angela sees different monsters, Eddie sees different monsters, and James, in addition, sees different monsters. So these nurses are James specific, as a heads up. But yeah, I don't have any commands though. We're almost done with the running. We just have this. And now we can fully go in. And now we're in the historical side. You can look around a little bit, but there's not really too much. You have the counter, you have a door, but the main thing happens... Well, where am I? It's kind of a museum little area. A little museum. But you know the painting. And look at that one. Misty Day, Remains of the Judgment. It's him. Remains of the Judgment. Waterfront landscape. Alan Smith, date of birth, death unknown. Seen in the area long ago. From the style, it looks like it was done sometime around the 1820s. There's a lot fewer people than only a handful of buildings. This is currently the Historical Society or the museum, as you can see here. And it does make you think about the game as well. Nothing particularly special. It's mostly just photos. Brookhaven Hospital. The photo of a director of the old Brookhaven Hospital looks like he was a famous person in this town. Photo of a deep, deep hole. What could this be? And now we have a hole in the wall. And it's stairs. And these are some long stairs. You guys may remember this section. If you ever watched the speedrun the game or you know the section. We're going to be going down a lot of holes. This is James further and further descending down to the truth. All of my splits are symbolic when I do this. All this is building up to the truth about everything going on here. We don't quite know. We're going to find out. But you can see it's a very long walk down. A lot of people are thinking, hey, you don't really know what's happening here. And you think you go back at any point, because it can't be that far down. You must be going the wrong way. But you keep powering forward. The only other game that really uses stairs this long is, ironically enough, Super Mario 64. And when the games overlap, I think a lot of people actually did think, hey, this must be like an endless staircase. But you actually end up getting here. And there's a lot in general that goes on to that. Now we're at the bottom, we're entering another area. And you can look a little bit around, and you can start seeing it's, locks are broken. Once again, the locks keep breaking. You check over here, but nothing's over here. How about over here? You have this door. And this leads you to more paintings. A photo is hanging here. A photo. Photo. Wait, hold on. I actually had one. Toluca Prison Camp. Alright. Built during the Civil War, later became Toluca Prison. Death by skewering. Execution at the prison. Death by skewering or strangling. To choose his death is the prisoner's last taste of freedom. Crimson and white banquet for the gods. And then you get handgun bullets. That's really about it. Shattered Memories is a pretty good one, but it's more of a retelling of the first game. 2 is definitely the one I recommend. The hole is dark. Wait, hold on. Let me go back. The hole is dark and I can't see anything. Will you jump down? A lot of people don't do this. They don't do... Hey, Locander, how's it going, man? A lot of people don't do this because they think, hey, that's a deep hole. You don't know how deep it is, but you have to plunge down. And rightfully so, James is afraid. 1, 2, and 3 are normally the best ones worth playing, but it varies. And now you end up in the bottom of the well, and there's not really just a wall. It's impossible to climb out, and you don't really have too much of an answer. But if you search around the walls, you'll find one that's just a spot feels different than a normal wall. And then you get the question, can you break it? There we go, and now we're out. You have this section here. He is, but he has some fear, but not too much. You can also walk around here, but you don't have to. You only have to go to the bug room, which is over here. And the bug room, which I will show you everything. I'm not going to do the glitch because this is a full playthrough. No glitches. The spiral writing key. We get the key, but then your flashlight turns off. Recuse, remember what I said about the flashlight? If you try turning it on, nothing happens. However, we grabbed something earlier for this. Now, you get monsters. And you have to guess between these numbers. First try, that's actually pretty good. I was not expecting that. That would have been first try. And it's normal. It's a 3-coded answer, and it can be anything. It's always random. So, you need that key so you can get over here. And then you have the spiral writing key, and then you have another hole. That's pretty early in the game, Waffles. We still got a few more layers we gotta go, Savion. So we have a lot more layers we gotta go.
Killing a person ain't no big deal. Just put the gun to their head. Pow.
You killed him?
But it wasn't my fault. He made me do it.
Calm down, Eddie. Tell me what happened.
That guy, he had it coming. I didn't do anything. He just came after me. Besides, he was making fun of me with his eyes, like that other one.
Just for that, you killed him?
What do you mean, just for that?
Eddie, you can't just kill someone because of the way they looked at you.
Oh yeah? Why not? Till now I always let people walk all over me. Just like that stupid dog. He had it coming too.
Eddie?
I was just joking, James. He was dead when I got here, honest. Anyway, I gotta run.
You're going out there alone?
Yeah.
Eddie?
Yeah. Just Eddie's, yeah. You're going out there alone? Yeah. Also, going back in for the painting, Robert. The painting is mostly just... the thing to pay attention for that is it's depicting Pyramid Head as a caller of judgment. It's a corpse. The body is marked with bullet holes. Now, it's hard to say if this body was dead before he got here or not, but you learn more about Eddie with your interactions with him here, and this is where Eddie really starts to pick up. Now, the whole goal here is to actually gather a few tablets, and we'll see them coming up. So I've already grabbed the Glutton, the Seductress, and we have one more. We have one more tablet we need to grab. But I want you to pay attention to these tablets, because it's going to start getting more and more symbolic. And the best part about this area is, if you listen, you hear something marching in the background. Hold on. Books are scattered all over the bed and the floor. On Cyprus, the art of demon summoning, the Tome of the Seer, the Feast of the Succubi, fallen angels. Aw, fuck you, buddy. Oh, you know what? Come here. Go away. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. How dare you? How dare you? Just beat him up. Alright, you got away. We're good. I totally can. Okay. I guess I shouldn't worry about these too much. There's books in a prison. Don't you worry. But it's leaning more towards the cult. Painting is that of the dining? Wait, which painting? I can't really go back to the paintings. I know that much. Unless you mean they were painting in there. And yeah, I learn new things about this game every day as well. So actually, I did not know about that one. But you can tell one of these is here, and you get the Oppressor. None of these magazines here, nothing particular interest. Okay. We'll check out the painting in a moment. The iron bar is tightly closed, and you can't force it open. So at this point, you hear the steps. People normally only get out of this area during panic, because you're not too sure what's happening. That's such a great section of the game, because of the fear that builds. Most people understand, hey, at this point, if you talk to a locked door, talking about more won't help you. But that's your only option in that room. And stopping, I'm going to say right now, it doesn't really lead to anything. However, it does make a bit of a difference. Anyway, I give you blood to atone for the 3 sins. Is written on top of the painting. Beneath the painting are 3 square depressions. And we have the Seductress. We have the Gluttonous Pig. And we have the Oppressor. Now, all of these are actually in reference to Maria, Eddie, and Angela. You can think about how each one applies so far, but I'm not going to go too more into it. Right now, anyway. The Oppressor, the Gluttonous Pig, and the Seductress. Also upstairs. And the Hangman's Noose. The 3 ropes hanging on the scaffolding. Yes, yes, Raccoose. Eddie is the Seductress. Yes. You got it. That's it right there. And for that, you get a horseshoe on the door. Now let's go check out that painting that Robert mentioned. Yes, the prison is definitely a fun area of the game. Is right there. There's the painting. Look at the painting. What a nice painting. It's just a little bit more, but it's mostly just the cafeteria. And health drinks. Of the dining hall. And it shows the dead guy at the table. Oh yeah, you're right, it does. It didn't show us, though. Ooh, I'm sorry to hear, Fuyuki. Yeah, I saw him. And there he is. And you can't really get too good of a look at him, but that guy's kind of mysterious dude. Anyway, light off so I can progress through. You may also notice on this section, there's a couple things here. You have the lighter on the other side and a first aid kit here. But you keep searching. Yeah, it is pretty cool. I didn't know that. And then you can go here. There's also another thing you can get. I want to say it's not this room. Not this room. This room. No. Oh, first off, let me go here. Because this is the lighter. Alana Bass. I think it was the one right before it. Yeah, this is a bathroom. Nothing really in here. He's not gonna dig through any more toilets. But then, you do get jump scare in here if you do stay. How's it going, wall ride? Or on the ride? A memory keyboard is a branded keyboard. Then there's nothing else. There is a save point, though, because you might need it. And then in here, actually, there is an additional weapon you can get. Which you find right here, you can actually get the hunting rifle. We normally don't go here because it's not really pertinent to the run. Handgun bullets. Lots of ammo in here. This is the old route, by the way, if anyone's curious. And keep in mind, we're currently in a prison, so that was most likely the warden's weapon stash. This is the warden's office. But then you end up here. Not really much else to explore, as you can see. Everything's broken and locked, and all you have is the one thing on the ground. Which, if you look at it, there's a cover on the ground, but I cannot open it. There's only a depression left, or there was once probably a handle. That is the only clue you get, by the way, for this entire puzzle. Doll carved from wax is lying in the cell. Metal lighter. Looks like its flame is stronger than normal lighters. Metal horseshoe. It was hanging on the door from the square. Now we make the handle and open it up, will you jump in? At this point, you would know to keep jumping down these holes, because you've already done it a few times. So you would understand keep going down. At this point, it is ingrained in you for the amount of holes you've had to jump down. And if it wasn't ingrained to you then, it would be ingrained to you now. And this is James's descent into the town of Silent Hill. And then it even just throws in your face another hole that I really have to drop through it. It throws in your face like, oh right, I search the rooms, I find the hole, jump down. And this one, it doesn't even give you the option. It just says, jump down the hole. And that's your only option. And then... So this area, but now you have to go down. And then the elevator just starts. I do wish, Bottle Shark. I absolutely wish. I take time to reload here. That's normally worth it. Also, let's see if I can start off that Easter egg. I didn't do it earlier. Let's see if he does it. Oh wait, let me pick up all the ammo. I have to do that. And this is just further on, continuing the descent. Come on, James. There's no reason to do it. There's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre reference you can do, but it's kind of specific. I think he only does it if you are in combat. But we're not going to be able to do it here, sadly. And then, now we are in the next section, which you don't really know about, but you find out very quick. It's a labyrinth. It's a bunch of mazes and rooms. And I'm definitely going to be going for the normal strategy here, because it's a fun thing to watch, and you can definitely do this. And it also shows you why the Pyramid Heads are using spears. So you go over here, you end up in Pyramid Head's room. Because you get the Great Knife and some ammo. You get a lot of shotgun shells and the Great Knife. Now what happens if you leave the area? Oh, hold on, let me go back. Give me a moment. There he is. Pyramid Head actually is in the labyrinth. And I'm just going to be showing this right now, because Pyramid Head's down here. That's how I know, Savianis. So, in the labyrinth, you actually find Pyramid Head. If you go the wrong way at any point, there will be a Pyramid Head there waiting to hit you. and he was going to be using a spear for the rest of the game. He'll no longer have his great knife. The great knife is also interesting because it is one of the only things in the entire game that can one-shot kill you in any difficulty, even beginner. This puzzle, if you're curious on the way it works... Oh, look, there's no doorway. Look, there's no doorway. Oh, look, there's a doorway. And every time you move the box, the doors change.
You're alive! Maria, I thought that thing killed you. Are you hurt bad?
Not at all, silly.
Maria? That thing, it stabbed you. There was blood everywhere.
Stabbed me? What do you mean?
It chased us to the elevator, and then...
James, what are you talking about?
Just before. Don't you remember?
James, honey, did something happen to you? After we got separated in that long hallway? Are you confusing me with someone else? You were always so forgetful. Remember that time in the hotel?
Maria?
You said you took everything, but you forgot that videotape we made. I wonder if it's still there.
How do you know about that? Aren't you Maria?
I'm not your Mary.
So, you're Maria?
I am. If you want me to be.
All I want from you is an answer.
It doesn't matter who I am. I'm here for you, James. See? I'm real. Don't you want to touch me?
I don't know.
Come and get me. I can't do anything through these bars.
Okay. Stay right there. I'll be there soon.
Mind if we go back? Then she walks away. He is, Rakus, he is. Hey, Volvi, how you been? How you been? Good. I think it's fine. It's a good retelling of the first game. But yeah, now we hit Maria, and we hit some strange points there. She knows a lot more than she should for being in this town. And the games just start getting very strange in people's information and motives. Anyway, right now our goal is to find Maria and see what's on the other side. For a few reasons. I'm not too sure why James wants to go there, but he's definitely confused, because there's no way in hell Maria should know about that videotape. Small cutscene just showing you actual actions, which is rather nice. Again, if you get lost in the labyrinth, by the way, Pyramid Head will find you at any point. Exactly, so now you know Maria's not quite what she appears to be. She may be something else, but we don't know quite what she is yet. There you go. Keep going. The labyrinth is pretty short in the grand scheme of things. And let's go this way. Move light off. And then I get blocked by him. Nice. Oh yeah, it's great. They squirm away. It's absolutely great. But the labyrinth, you don't really know which way is the right way until the very end. And then you have the long hallway. You don't have to, in fact. You can entirely miss it. It is rather nice to have. Also, there's newspaper on the ground. It's stained with something that looks like blood and is partially ineligible. The buff, a man later identified as Thomas Oro, lumberjack, Egg 39 was discovered in the Lang Fa. The probable cause of death as multiple stab wounds to the front of the neck and left side of the torso by a sharp-edged weapon. The estimate E of death was somewhere between 11 p dots and 12:30 midnight. Due to signs of struggle in the room and lack of a murder weapon, police are considering this a homicide and have opened a murder investigation. Furthermore, given the fact that the cash in the room was untouched and Mr. Oro had a history of drunkenness and violence, the police act that Tiv was not robbery of crime o iron. I don't know what that can mean. I will show you guys something funny though. The great knife's quite heavy, right guys? He just walks with it casually. That's fine. Use the chainsaw. Oh god, get off me! And this room is, this is also the abstract daddy fight. Every time he goes down, that's doing a decent chunk of damage. You can great knife him, but I don't really like the great knife for this fight because it's kind of awkward. Because he can keep pumping you. But running around normally does the trick. Hold on, Savianis.
Are you okay? Angela, relax.
Don't order me around!
I'm not trying to order you.
So what do you want then? Oh, I see. You're trying to be nice to me, right? I know what you're up to. It's always the same. You're only after one thing.
No, that's not true at all.
You don't have to lie. Go ahead and say it. Or you could just force me. Beat me up like he always did. You only care about yourself anyway. You disgusting pig.
Angela.
Don't touch me! You make me sick. You said your wife Mary was dead, right?
Yes. She was ill.
Liar! I know about you. You didn't want her around anymore. You probably found someone else.
That's ridiculous. I never.
So, build up, and we're gonna be here for a little bit, guys. What is this thing here? What is this thing on the ground here? And this was called Abstract Daddy. There is a lot of symbolism here. So, Abstract Daddy. This is a representative of Angela's father. As you heard when we entered the room, Daddy, no. Yeah, let me go on with this. So, Angela had a very abusive relationship with her father. Her father abused her in many different forms, the most being sexually, which, if you've noticed the room, you may notice all these pipes around. There's a lot of pipes plunging in and out of this flesh-like room. The pistons just pushing in and out in this very tight room, while Angela is terrified. The TV, actually, I'm not too sure on that, but at this point, this is a representative of Angela's father and her relationship with her. We now know a lot about Angela, and we now know as well that letter in the beginning that we read. Yes, you should read it if you want the story. It tells a story how Mr. Orozco died. Now, Angela's last name is also Orozco. You know all the last names of the characters, or you learn them later on. And Angela brutally murdered her father. Go for it, Ferret. So, this room is also just a big symbol for all that. That's good symbolism. But she breaks over her head and she kicks the body. At this point, Mr. Orozco's already dead. But that's also a pretty good one. It's all very bad. And it gets even worse. So, it is argued that the two children in the beginning, or children that died at the hands of, that maybe the brothers and sisters that, I think the brothers Angela killed, but we'll see more. Anyway, first off, going back into it, dead men, swinging in a tree. How many dead men do you see? Tongue turned blue and face gone gray. Watch them as they twist and sway. The first one killed the butcher man and cooked him in the frying pan, served him to his hungry guest, and gave them seconds on request. The next one, with a smile and sweets, stole poor children off the streets. To men who dressed unsavory, he sold them to slavery. Breaking into a home at night, the thief he had a nasty fright, filled his foolish head with ale, woke in the morning in the county jail. The artist, with his daunting skill, tried his hand at painting bills, but caught in rain he was undone when the ink he used did start to run. With promises of great return, taking gold he did not earn, bundled it up out of sight, quietly slipped off into night. 3 houses into ashes burned, the sheriff had no place to turn, did spy a stranger to his town, locked him up and beat him down. Dead men, swinging in a tree, how many dead men do you see? 6 feet long and 6 men wide, round their necks the noose be tied. So, as you guys know, this is probably one of the most infamous rooms in the entire game and the speedrun. This is the blind arsonist, or the arsonist puzzle. Now, the answer does change based on difficulty, but arson is probably the best one for the entire game, given everything. It's very relatable to the entire game, and serves as a very good theme for all this. And the arsonist will be one of these 6. For the sake of doing a blind trial, I'm going to go for... You know what? I've seen people do this before. I'm going to keep spinning around, and wherever I stop and I'm facing, we'll do that one. I guess this one. It also almost looks like James is about to put the noose on his own face, if you not noticed that. Now, what happens if you get it wrong, you are vastly punished. So let's see if I'm vastly punished. I was incorrect, and we'll read all the crimes. We have his face covered with a piece of paper. There's something written on it. The man was hung for the crime of counterfeiting. Justice and revenge have been served. The man was hung for the crime of thievery. The man was hung for the crime of murder. Depends on the ending, Robert. The man was hung for the crime of swindling. The man was hung for the crime of arson. And the man was hung for the crime of kidnapping. Now, you know the arsonist is innocent because also I get punished for for absolving the wrong man. You're only allowed to pull the right man's thing. I can see. I think it lets you know on another note right here. Yeah, here we go. Notice, Only the Sinless One can help you here. Mistakenly pull on a criminal's rope, and your reward will be returned to you in a shape most wondrously strange. Which is the monsters coming up. So she already watched the pool. Now you go back and get the other thing. So these guys only spawn if you mess up. If you get it correct, you don't get that. It's to dissuade you from guessing it randomly each time. But for a speedrun, we obviously know that's what you need to do in order to get good times. But now with that, we get something called the Key of the Persecuted, which allows me to open up the handcuff. This is the Key of the Persecuted. And the arsonist is innocent because in the story, it doesn't actually mention that he was there. It mentions that a stranger was blamed for the arson. It doesn't actually mention that he did it. It just mentioned he was there when it happened. So he is found as an innocent man. And now we are almost out of the labyrinth. We are getting towards the very, the antithesis of this game. So...
Maria? Maria?
Maria, no. What happened to you? Why?
Notice he didn't say Maria. He said Mary. And there's a very good reason why he's saying Mary right now. If you haven't picked up on it quite yet, I could go over it, but we'll see if we can keep going. Also, we have the graves here. You can notice a lot of the graves, like look at the gravestones. Name inscribed, Walter Sullivan. She scratched up to read. Some of these you can read, some of them you can't. Miriam K. Trader. She scratched up. You also do get shotgun shells. Aww. The epitaph is here. This felon drank one last bottle of ale before he was executed and laid here to his eternal rest. 2 scratched up, but we have 3 more in the holes involved as well. Let's read. There's name inscribed on the tombstone. Eddie Dombrowski. I got world record on a few days ago, Bosnia, but today I'm just kind of celebrating. There's name inscribed on the tombstone. Angela Orozco. There's also an ampule. And there's name inscribed on the tombstone, James Sunderland. And then we drop down one more hole. A little bit of A, a little bit of B, Volvi. I made better strats for a lot of the boss fights, and mainly Flesh Lips and Pyramid Head. 1. And you have to jump in your own grave to fully get in here. However, notice there's a lot of mist on the ground. And it's rather interesting why there's so much mist. So let's wait a moment.
Eddie, what are you doing? What does it look like? He always busted my balls. You fat, disgusting piece of shit. You make me sick. Fat ass, you're nothing but a waste of skin. You're so ugly, even your mama don't love you. Well, maybe he was right. Maybe I am nothing but a fat, disgusting piece of shit. But you know what? It doesn't matter if you're smart, dumb, ugly, pretty. It's all the same once you're dead. corpse can't laugh. From now on, if anyone makes fun of me, I'll kill him. Just like that.
Eddie is about 22.
Eddie, have you gone nuts?
I knew it. You too. You're just like him, James.
Hey, I didn't mean anything.
Don't bother. I understand. You've been laughing at me all along, haven't you? Ever since we first met. I'll kill you, James!
So I use this strategy to fight Eddie because the Great Knife does amazing amounts of damage if you can use it. But allow me to, Eddie's a 2-part boss fight. Now he did part 1, which I will get the shotgun out. And there's a lot of dead bodies in here. What's this dead body wearing in the corner? Look at the clothing and all the models of these dead bodies. There's a lot of them here. Just pay attention to these dead bodies really quick. And at this point, Eddie is kind of snapped. And there's going to be a lot of powerful imagery in the next room. See if you can notice it. And also, we are in a otherworld version of Silent Hill, but I'm not going to quite mention what it is just yet. But do pay attention to the surroundings of the boss fight. If you don't notice it during the fight, I'll explain it after.
Do you know what it does to you, James? When you're hated, picked on, spit on, just because of the way you look, after you've been laughed at your whole friggin' life. That's why I ran away after I killed the dog. Ran away like a scared little girl. Yeah, I killed that dog. It was fun. It tried to chew its own guts out. Finally died all curled up in a ball. Then he came after me. I shot him too, right in the leg. He cried more than the dog. He's gonna have a hard time playing football on what's left of that knee.
You think it's okay to kill people? You need help, Eddie.
Don't get all holy on me, James. This town called you too. You and me are the same. We're not like other people. Don't you know that? Let's party!
Alright, so now the Eddie boss fight, and the fight itself is pretty easy because he'll try punching you, shooting you with the Magnum, but enough shotgun shells and he goes down.
Eddie? Eddie? I killed a human being. A human being. Mary. Did you really die 3 years ago?
So Eddie is now dead. You can't really investigate the body, but you can look at him at the bottom here. Now, Robert, you raised a great point. The meat carcasses here are actually based on Eddie's body. And this entire section is... Hey, Ags, thank you so much for the follow, man. I'm glad you've been enjoying this. I do appreciate it. Eddie is probably one of my favorite characters because of his entire build-up. In total, you've seen about 4 to 5 scenes with him. However, in that time, he does a lot of things that you may not have noticed if you weren't paying attention. For one, the entire time you noticed in the very beginning, he's very scared. He runs away in fear. He's a very fearful person. He killed the dog of a bully that made fun of him, and then he shot the bully's leg when the bully came after him. After that, he didn't even know that the police were coming after him. He ran away. He ended up coming to the town of Silent Hill because it called to him, as it called to Angela and it also called to James. The town called to 3 people in total: Angela, James, and Eddie. With Eddie, though, you notice this isn't normal. We haven't really seen anything like this. Yes, it is green, but this is a meat locker, and it's a cold meat locker with a lot of meat hanging around. The meat is symbolic of Eddie's vision of himself, and that's how Eddie sees himself, as a fat hunk of meat. And looking at him, I mean, Eddie is chubby, but he's not overtly fat dude, but he got made fun of that, and that was one of the things just reeling into his head constantly. And it was the fact that he was a fat sack of meat. But going back into it, not only are we seeing Eddie's perception of this, we, as James, were pulled into Eddie's Silent Hill. Like I mentioned earlier with the pizza cutscene and why it may, in fact, be canonical, Eddie sees the town differently than we do. We don't see the town like Eddie does. This is the one instance of the game that starts where you see the town through another person's eyes. This is the start of it. We'll see more of it later in a few areas. However, now we actually see the town as someone else sees it. Eddie went through the entire town. His otherworld sections were like this. Ours are dilapidated in green. While this is still green, we didn't have a meat locker as ours. We had a hospital. We had a few other sections. But we didn't have this. This is Eddie's otherworld that we got pulled into when we went down that grave. And it's combining the two together to show us Eddie's perspective. So that's why I firmly do believe that pizza joke I do. It's not even a joke. It's an actual theory that makes sense. Eddie has his own boss battles going through the town, and he goes through a lot of the sections we end up going through. And throughout the entire area, he's denying killing people and killing things in general. He probably did kill them. Yes, Rakusta is actually a good example as well. Angela's boss fight is her perspective, and the Labyrinth's really the area that shows this. But you don't really see it to this impact that she sees herself until this happens. But we will learn more about Angela later, don't you worry. Also, one more note about Eddie while I'm here. Eddie's the only, at Silent Hill 1, you didn't have any human bosses. You fight, let's go on the bosses. You had Splithead, you have Twin Feeler, you have Float Stinger, you do have Sybil, but she's possessed. She's actually possessed in Silent Hill 1. She's not really a boss fight. In fact, you can save her. That is also true. And the final boss is just the Incubator, or Incubus. This is the one game where Eddie has nothing special about him. He's a perfectly normal human being. But he's just a man. And he's one of the hardest bosses in the game as well, casually. Most people don't use the Great Knife. They eat many shots from Eddie. Many people end up dying to Eddie. There's a reason why they have an ampule right before Eddie. Right before Eddie, they give you an ampule. What an ampule will do is it restores all of your health. You go 100% health. No, Laura just kind of ends up here. But now we can get out of here. And now, after the Labyrinth, we are now at... You can't also go back. Once you're out, you're out. You're now at the next section, which is a boat, as you guys may know. And the boat ride, as always, calls the calm before the storm. It leads you to it, and there's a little bit of symbolism here, which you'll see. It's very minor, but it's there. Most people get stuck on this part of the game, by the way. If you've ever watched a Let's Play, you know they get stuck. However, we know where to go. And when you're lost in the fog, one of the answers, and I guess little things about this game, is... go to the light. Actually, past Moonlight. Yes, no. Actually, that's kind of, but not really. Laura is, I will confirm this, Laura is a real person who interacts with you. This is mostly my opinions and things I've seen. And I also learn things from other people, but a lot of this is things I've read, things I've seen, and it just things I put together. 100% me though is the Eddie pizza. That is 100% me, and I argue that one all the time. But you're going to the light here. Laura is 100% real though. She is not a manifestation, she is real. And as you know, some of the things in this town aren't quite what they appear to be. Robert, Eddie's Pizza is actually a boss fight. It's Eddie's own personal monster that we see as an actual pizza. I'm doing good, Jesus. I'm doing good. Laura is not a pizza. No, Laura is real. Laura is definitely real. And there's evidence proving Laura is real. I can actually guarantee that one. Laura is mainly real because Eddie interacts with her. I imagine it's probably something like a pizza-esque monster, but it's definitely the art of gluttony. I too want to believe, Jesus. I too want to believe. And we know Eddie is real. Yes and no. Yes and no, but there's a difference. There's a very big difference between the two. No, it doesn't have any symbolism. It just so happened to be the way in Maine. Anyway, now that they crossed the boat, we have to go start gathering music boxes for the next area. Also, let's see. Sybil is confirmed real, though. That's still there. Let me see this. The note went blank, by the way, if anyone's curious. Hey, Bestero. It's going alright. I'm mostly doing an informative run right now. But the thing is, Laura interacts with Eddie and actually just has interactions that work, and she's physically there. She's also proven real by a lot of the evidence she gives. And you'll see why. There is something coming up past Moonlight. There is something actually coming up. And I will let it know right now. And we're going to be learning more and more about the game. We got the fish key. I'm not doing the out of bounds, by the way, because, I mean, I don't need to. There we go.
Did I scare you?
Yeah, you did.
You're here to find Mary, aren't you, James? Well, have you?
No. Is that why you're here too?
She's here, isn't she? If you know where she is, tell me. I'm tired of walking.
I wish I knew.
But she said it in her letter.
What letter?
Wanna read it? But don't tell Rachel, okay?
Who's Rachel?
She was our nurse. I took it from her locker.
My dearest Laura, I'm leaving this letter with Rachel to give to you after I'm gone. I'm far away now, in a quiet, beautiful place. Please forgive me for not saying goodbye before I left. Be well, Laura. Don't be too hard on the sisters. And Laura, about James, I know you hate him because you think he isn't nice to me, but please give him a chance. It's true, he may be a little surly sometimes, and he doesn't laugh much, but underneath he's a really sweet person. Laura, I love you like you're my very own daughter. If things had worked out differently, I was hoping to adopt you. Happy 8th birthday, Laura. Your friend forever, Mary.
Laura, how old are you?
I turned 8 last week.
So, Mary couldn't have died 3 years ago. Could she really be here? Is this the quiet, beautiful place she was talking about?
Me and Mary talked a lot about Silent Hill. She even showed me all her pictures. She really wanted to come back. That's why I'm here. Maybe you'll get it if you see the other letter. The one, Mary. Huh? I must have dropped it.
Laura!
I gotta find it.
Laura!
There we go. Yes. So, Laura did meet Mary. Like, that is proven in the game. Also, I'll do that later. Actually, I should probably do that now. Game on. Also, you do the out of bounds. Check this out. Ooh. That would have been first try, by the way, but 2, I'm not doing it. Game on. There's the thinner. Then this way. So, the Bedman's here now as a smaller version of the Abstract Daddy. It's a different enemy, but it's the same premise. But now we're going to be going, and I know what you're saying past Moonlight. Also, hey everyone who came in right there. Oh, that's a bit awkward. Give me a moment. He turned. I know what you're saying, but do trust me when I will present the evidence to you that proves Laura is real. 10 out of 10. Also, Nubinator, this is kind of in a mixed area. Like, it is, but it isn't. Like, it's not really a competitive category, but for the sakes of playing, it is using speedrun tech and is timed. However, for the sake of explaining, I'm mostly using this to explain everything. Insane Contra, how's it going? Hope you're having a good day. Now we're in room 204. Normally, this is also the way you have to take, and this is kind of showing the big differences in between. This briefcase is very thematic, that has a lot of words. It can't be time right now, but it may be hell. Let's try hell. No. How to kill. Alright, we'll use the thinner. And this is why you need the paint thinner, because there's normally notes here, as photos, and then one of the photos has this. It's been covered over with a marker, and you need the paint thinner in order to get rid of it. And then it is open. It can be one of 19 words. And a lot of the words are thematic, like mama, dark, walk, town, love, kill. There's a lot of thematic words in this, but the one we got was open. Also, you know mist is one of the words, because Silent Hill mist. There we go. And now we get the music box. Also, these are based off Disney movies. Cinderella is locked in the briefcase. The Little Mermaid is by the water. And you'll see more as we go. And now, also you can start hearing people crying in here, but now we get to go to the service elevator. Which, this is the part we normally skip in the hotel. Which is right here. The employee elevator key. And now I bet you're wondering, hey, how do I know Laura's real? You hear that? Read this. There's something written over the button. What's this? Weight allowance, 1 person. The shelf is empty. Looks like you store your stuff here. You have to have the weight of 1 person to go in this. You must absolutely have it. However, I'll also show you guys an Easter egg. When you're putting this on the shelf, put that. Put that. Also, I never had to use that. Put the knife. Oh, hold up. We'll leave handgun bullets because you know it's a real item. Give me a moment. Wait. Yeah, here we go. Take everything. Now I have 4 items with me. Now these items are going to be handgun bullets, the photo of Mary, the letter from Mary, and Laura's letter. Now watch what happens. I have too many items. I have too many items. I have too many items. Now I currently have Laura's letter, which if I examine it, it has the letter that Mary wrote to Laura. And that's a physical item that we got from Laura in the hotel. Now watch what happens if I put this on the shelf. I still have the letter from Mary and the photo of Mary. Now watch. Do you hear anything happening? In fact, the elevator works. So, what does that mean? You saw even having handgun ammo, having the most basic item in the game, will not let you go on here. I currently have 2 items in my inventory. This is just a cursor, by the way, so it's not an actual knife. I have the letter from Mary and the photo from Mary. These are not real. These physically cannot be real because even the most tiny speck of dust sets off that alarm. You may only use the weight of James. Nothing else is allowed. You can try taking the flashlight, the radio, anything. They make sense the great knife can't be in there, but anything else will ring. Even the letter from Laura, which is a real letter given to you in the hotel. And Laura gives you another level. Also, Snow White music box is surrounded by a bunch of apples. Very thematic for the whole story of Snow White. And that's why Laura is real. In addition to all the other reasons. She interacts with Eddie, and there are some characters who do not exist. Past One I did hint to something, but not in the way you think about it. And now we get the opener and the videotape. Let's keep going. Bar key. And that's firmly why I believe Laura is physically here. Hey, Mon, how's it going? Hey, glad to hear. Glad you're enjoying it. And then you get the can of light bulbs. Which, funny enough, you can only open it with a specific light. There's a light bulb in the can. Also grab health. Why not? I'll heal. And this entire section down here is actually supposed to make you feel very vulnerable. At this point, you're probably nervous fighting the monsters. However, at this point, you need to get rid of everything you had in your inventory. All the ammo, all the health. It's just light bulbs. You have to get rid of all of it while you're in the basement. This is arguably one of the most terrifying sections of the game because you are, for once, stripped of everything you have. I can't name many horror games that strip you of everything. And then you need to make your way back with monsters still around. The monsters are still here, by the way. Everything is still in the area. The abstract guys are here, and now you're defenseless. Many people don't know the routing, and they get lost. Well, yeah, and that's why the out-of-bounds saves so much time, by the way, because I don't have to do this entire thing. These guys also spawn in as well, and they can punch me like that. My world recce? Why would it be mine? And now that we got all the items back, hold on, I think there's like one more thing that happens. Let me double check. No, it's still there, okay. And now I can leave. And then they also disappear as well. I'm pretty sure it's a pick. There, happy? But that is why I believe Laura is real. However, we still don't know what happened to Angela, and Maria is a bit of an interesting case as well, if you guys haven't really noticed. She's a very interesting case that we haven't really been able to piece too well. Also, there's little puzzles on this that mention the Disney stories I watched. For example, if I put it here, something is grave. See the princess who spoke no words. Now that refers to the Little Mermaid. So you have the Little Mermaid box. And then all of them have stories from their fairy tales. So you'd have to you'd have to actually know the stories of the fairy tale to fully progress here. And then you get a key from that. In addition, while you're here, we have the videotape. But now you get the key to room 312. The key to the room where Mary and I stayed. And then you get the key to the hotel stairway. Now, the whole reason why you can't go straight up to the hotel room is because of this coming up. Watch. If you try going straight to the hotel room, you are blocked by this. This is locked until you do the music box puzzle. And then you open it. And then you have... Most of the rooms here don't really work. It's broken. That one works. Broken. 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 There's only one option you have in this entire section. And that is room 312. Now in room 312, this is where it all comes together. And look, it's a beautiful room. There's a memo book. There's a VCR, a TV. Your television, you want to plug it in, all I get is snow. You have a chair, and that's really about it. There's a painting. However, there is a VCR. Now, what did we just grab? That's right, we grabbed the videotape that we had with Mary years ago. No.
Are you taping again? Come on. I don't know why, but I just love it here. It's so peaceful. You know what I heard? This whole area used to be a sacred place. I think I can see why. It's too bad we have to leave. Please promise you'll take me again, James.
Mary.
So there you are, James. Did you get the letter? Did you find Mary? If not, let's get going already, okay?
Laura. Mary's gone. She's dead.
Liar, that's a lie!
No, that's not true.
She died because she was sick?
No, I killed her.
You killer! Why'd you do it? I hate you! I want her back! Give her back to me! I knew it! You didn't care about her! I hate you, James! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! She was always waiting for you. Why? Why?
I'm sorry. The Mary you know isn't here. Laura, I'm sorry.
Where are you? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you. Please come to me. You hate me? Is that why you won't come? James,
That voice!
James. Please hurry. Are you lost? My dear. I'm waiting nearby, James. Please. I want to see you, James. Can't you hear me? James. Please, James.
There's nothing to say. So a lot just happened. A lot just happened in this game. To be honest, I recommend rewatching the cutscene just to be sure before we go into this, because it's gonna be a lot. Big drop right now. So, yes, what you saw, yes, that did happen, and that is the big twist of Silent Hill 2. You're looking for your wife, and you thought she died 3 years ago. However, Laura sent her a letter. Or Laura got a letter from Mary about a week ago. You think she died years ago, but you find out it was only 1 week since she died. Before the game's events happened. It's only been 1 week. And now that you're in the town of Silent Hill, you've learned that you, of all people, have killed your wife. It is rather sad, and motives as to why that happens come later. Depending on the ending, it may vary. I will show all 3 endings again. There's a player I can do. But it's a state of shock, as a heads up. He was shocked, and he thought it was 3 years ago. But his wife was sick. Let's go with that. But someone's calling us right now. Someone is calling us, and depending on the ending we get, that may vary. Either way, we have a couple more people we still have to tie their loose ends. Right now, Laura is hating us, and we need to progress forward to find who's calling us on that radio. As you know, though, the town likes to play tricks. And the tricks won't always be what they seem. You go through a lot of the rooms here. The fastest method is this one that I've learned. You can go all the way down, but this is the one I take for the speedrun. And at this point as well, you can notice the hotel is no longer in pristine condition like it was earlier. It's wet, it's debilitated, it's destroyed. Good question, Sandy Contra. Allow me to go into that. Actually, I'll do it right now. So, Laura, why did the town harm her? There's 3 Silent Hills, remember? Just because Laura's in Silent Hill doesn't mean she's in Silent Hill. Laura's not under attack here. She wasn't called to the town. She came to Silent Hill looking for Mary, because that's what the letter said. She had 2 letters, remember that. And she had a feeling, just in general, probably I think James would be here. Why Laura's quite here is I want to believe that she was also looking for Mary. But Laura doesn't have any inner demons, so nothing's attacking her. Laura does not see any monsters or any manifestations of the town. Now, there's a big one coming up. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but it is there. And there's a weird thing that happens at that. And now I have the slow way down. We're making our way back from the bar, and we're slowly making our way back into the route of the hospital. You can notice there is about 5 health kits here. 5 health kits and tons of ammo. There's at least 4 things of ammo in this room alone. And we're making our way back very slowly. Again, we're going to be wrapping up another loose end right now.
Mama, I was looking for you. Now you're the only one left. Maybe then I can rest. Mama, why are you running away? You're not my mama. It's you. Oh, I'm sorry.
Angela, no.
Thank you for saving me. But I wish you hadn't. Even Mama said it. I deserved what happened.
No, Angela, that's wrong.
No, don't pity me. I'm not worth it. Or maybe you think you can save me. Will you love me? Take care of me? Heal all my pain? That's what I thought. James, give me back that knife.
No, I won't.
Saving it for yourself?
Me? No, I'd never kill myself. It's hot as hell in here.
You see it too. For me, it's always like this.
You can't save her. She'll continue walking away. As you may now see. And in the house, you have a lot of things. This is more reflective of Angela's house. And now there's probably a lot of questions. Well, Angela's a very broken character, and it's quite sad. This is the other time you are dragged into someone's Silent Hill. This is Angela's Silent Hill purely. Earlier, we did mention that Abstract Daddy was a version of it, however, that was more on our end as well. We didn't see Abstract Daddy the way Angela saw it. We saw it as a bed-framed monster, a horrible abomination. Angela saw it as her dad. And as well, you must understand, in addition to that, why did Angela have the knife? We don't plan on using it, but Angela was planning on using it on Mama. Angela was coming to the town of Silent Hill to find her mom and to kill her. Because of what happened. Angela killed her entire family and came to Silent Hill. And she was going to finish the job with Mama, which we're kind of happy that we're not Mama, which that's a good thing. In James, you have to feel bad for her. You have to feel bad. I don't think anyone doesn't feel bad for Angela. But then she raises a very strong point about our perspective. You can't always save people. And that always hits me. Yep, he can feel it. We, as the player, though, can see Angela's Silent Hill. James doesn't see the fire, so if you run up, he can get bought by it like that. We're not allowed to go up. But in the end, Angela is now dead. She commits suicide off-screen, which is rather sad. Angela is dead, Eddie is dead, Laura ran away, and now we have to find Mary. So let's move forward, shall we? And there's a reason why Angela is always such a great character. Those are actually, I want to say those are Angela's brothers who also raped Angela. We do have one more to go. We are nearing the end. And we have a few more rooms to go. Now, these are 9 save points. Normally they give you 1. This gives you 9. It's telling you, hey, save the game right now. I wonder what that could potentially mean that's asking me to save the game. I've played a bit of it, and I've mostly watched it.
I was weak. That's why I needed you. Needed someone to punish me for my sins. But that's all over now. I know the truth. Now it's time to end this.
So as you may know, we have our favorite fight in the game, the Pyramid Head fight. I have one more hit I can take. And there's a few ways of beating Pyramid Head here. You either run away for about a few minutes on normal, or you can fight. which I'm doing right now. Yeah, I use the Great Knife because it does a lot of damage. You can use anything you want, you just have to do enough damage to the Pyramid Heads. I take one more hit. They're dead. Oh, no, not yet. And let's run away really quick. Let's reset the room. Are you kidding me? Huh, that was brutal. There we go, now they're dead. And now they go back to their position. So, hey Mata, how's it going? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. And now the Pyramid Heads are dead. We get a scarlet egg and a rust-colored egg. And these eggs will be used here. So, Pyramid Head. Big thing here. We have 2 Quail's eggs from Pyramid Heads. Pyramid Head is the Punisher, the Judger. You need him. He's actually part of your lesson in Silent Hill, and that's why the town called you. James needed someone to punish him for his sins. The entirety of the game and about Pyramid Head is that it is James's punishment. In fact, let me go back really. I think I can go back. Yeah. Let me go back really quick. I want you to pay attention to a few things. Look how tall Pyramid Head is. Look how tall James is. Look what James can hold. In the same exact way Pyramid Head holds, by the way. James is a mirror of Pyramid Head. Or other way around. Pyramid Head is a mirror of James. And that is the symbolic answer for why Pyramid Head is a thing. It is James, at the deepest level, wanting to punish himself for what he did. And many things he did, which we'll learn. And you kind of pick most up at the end of the game. But this is why. The whole reason why the town is able to call people in is because of the cult events of the first game, which is why if you play the first game, you'll understand more about the second game. But you don't have to fully understand everything. Anyway, now we can make it in. And wait, what happened to I about? I'll take out the pipe. And now...
No use to anyone. I'll be dead soon anyway. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. It'd be easier if they'd just kill me. But I guess the hospital is making a nice profit off me. They want to keep me alive. Are you still here? I told you to go. Are you deaf? Don't come back. James, wait. Please don't go. Stay with me. Don't leave me alone. I didn't mean what I said. Please, James. Tell me I'll be okay. Tell me I'm not going to die. Help me.
I'll go over everything in a moment, but first... The game here is extremely thematic on the ending, and this is the last Easter egg I'll point out before we finish the game. We are hitting the very end of it right now. This is the final staircase to the final boss, and we'll have one of 3 endings. I'll let it play out all the way, and then I'll talk about everything we just saw here. There's going to be a lot to go over. Okay? First things first, though. The game forces you to take your time here. You were supposed to feel apprehensive here at this point. You don't know what's coming. You never know what's coming. Which, if you go up, if you try running up the stairs, it will force you to stop. Like, you can strafe up the stairs, as I mentioned. However, you can run down the stairs, but running up the stairs, the game will not let you. The game wants you to be apprehensive at this point in time. They want you to be worried about going to the top. They don't know. They want you to think about what is going to be at the top of the staircase. You've gone for this long, you don't know. So I'm going up the stairs. It's going to make you wait. Which I think is one of the coolest little Easter eggs in the entire world. And what we're going to do is we're going to get our weapon out. Yes, I'll upload both to YouTube, both this one and the one with just the gameplay. And now we're at the top. And let's see what we get. Okay, so I either got in water or leave.
Mary?
When will you ever stop making that mistake? Mary's dead. You killed her.
Maria? It's you. But I don't need you anymore.
What? You must be joking. But I can be yours. I'll be here for you forever. And I'll never yell at you or make you feel bad. That's what you wanted. I'm different than Mary. How can you throw me away?
I understand now. It's time to end this nightmare.
No, I won't let you. You deserve to die too, James.
And there's a lot that happens with this final boss. Tentacles, moths, the bed frame is all very symbolic of Mary's last moments with Maria. The Great Knife does a lot of damage, but you can actually win the fight by waiting. But it's not over yet. Not only must you defeat the final boss. No, that would be too easy. You have to understand. There is no way back down. The staircase has been removed. You can only run around the battlefield. There is nothing you can do. Except do the thing that brought you to Silent Hill. Kill your wife.
Mary?
James.
Forgive me.
I told you that I wanted to die, James. I wanted the pain to end.
That's why I did it, honey. I just couldn't watch you suffer. No. That's not true. You also said you didn't want to die. The truth is, I hated you. I wanted you out of the way. I wanted my life back.
James, if that were true, then why do you look so sad?
Mary?
James. Please. Please do something for me. Go on with your life.
We got leave.
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did. Well, I'm alone there now, in our special place, waiting for you. Waiting for you to come to see me. But you never do. And so I wait, wrapped in my cocoon of pain and loneliness. I know I've done a terrible thing to you. Something you'll never forgive me for. I wish I could change that. But I can't. I feel so pathetic and ugly laying here, waiting for you. Every day I stare up at the cracks in the ceiling, and all I can think about is how unfair it all is. The doctor came today. He told me I could go home for a short stay. It's not that I'm getting better. It's just that this may be my last chance. I think you know what I mean. Even so, I'm glad to be coming home. I've missed you terribly. But I'm afraid, James. I'm afraid you don't really want me to come home. Whenever you come see me, I can tell how hard it is on you. I don't know if you hate me or pity me, or maybe I just disgust you. I'm sorry about that. When I first learned that I was going to die, I just didn't want to accept it. I was so angry all the time, and I struck out at everyone I loved most. Especially you, James. That's why I understand if you do hate me. But I want you to know this, James. I'll always love you. Even though our life together had to end like this, I still wouldn't trade it for the world. We had some wonderful years together. Well, this letter has gone on too long, so I'll say goodbye. I told the nurse to give this to you after I'm gone. That means that as you read this, I'm already dead. I can't tell you to remember me, but I can't bear for you to forget me. These last few years since I became ill, I am so sorry for what I did to you, did to us. You've given me so much, and I haven't been able to return a single thing. That's why I want you to live for yourself now. Do what's best for you, James. James, you made me happy.
that was the Leave ending. While this is going, I'm gonna kind of talk a little bit. Because we have a couple credits here to roll anyway, so you guys want to see it. You'll see a lot of cutscenes coming up, and we got the Leave ending. This is one of 3 major endings you get normally in your first playthrough. You have Leave, Maria, and In Water. We talked a bit about them in chat. Leave is my favorite. Leave is what I also believe is canon. Canon is a weird thing. There's no official canon, but yes. That one should do. So, there's no official canon. Technically, In Water is the quote-unquote official. However, within Water, it's only the novelization. The creators have gone on to say they prefer In Water, they think it's a good one, but they don't believe there's an official one. It's what you want it to be. I believe it's Leave. I'm a sucker for a happy ending. My order of what I believe is the endings are Leave, In Water, Dog, UFO, Maria. I don't like Maria. I don't think Maria's a very good ending. I understand it, but I think after all we did, we're better than that. And I'll go over all 3 of them, and we'll watch the other 2. But first, what happened? Why did all that happen? As you guys know, we needed Pyramid Head to be the judgment for our sins. However, that's not the only thing the town invented. The town gave you Maria. Maria is the product of the town and a manifestation of your mind. She doesn't actually exist. There's evidence behind this that supports it. 1, you could have taken her hair for the drop. You don't take her hair. 2, anytime you meet someone who's a real person, Maria will not follow you. The best example of this is in the bowling alley. She doesn't like to bowl, but she doesn't go in there mainly because Eddie's in there and Laura are in there. They are both real people. You interact with them, they interact with you. Maria, she only ever interacts with you. And you're wondering, hey, how do you pass through certain sections? James realized he has the strength to open a refrigerator. James found a key to a strip club. I don't think it's that hard to break into a strip club. Maria does not exist, and she is a test of the town on James. And that's where a lot of it comes into. And you find out more about this in Born from a Wish, which is an extra thing. What you realize is the town designs Maria exclusively to test James. Someone actually warns Maria, hey, don't follow that man, I'll only lead you down a dark path. And it's even worse that every time they meet, Maria gets mistaken for Mary, every time. And even when if James feels bad, he's thinking about Mary, not Maria. And that's how Maria was able to figure out all these things. And that's what makes the Maria ending especially worse, which you'll learn about soon. Oh, hold up. Let me go back. I'll turn it back up to the normal volume. Because we have another one coming up. And Maria's also a very flawed character. She's based off of the strippers at Heaven's Night. You can see her in the promotional artwork for that lying on the by the pole in Heaven's Night. And the characters, like a lot of Mary's traits go to Maria, which is where it all kind of boils in as well. And you have the theme of Laura to end the game. But before I do that, let's see what my time would be. That run took 2 hours and 48 minutes. Now, why did it take 2 hours and 48 minutes? Well, we stopped a lot to explain things. We watched some cutscenes that do take some time. The Leave cutscene actually does take a bit of time to do. And that was pretty good. I had a lot of saves, but not overall too bad. I've grabbed a couple of extra items, that's fine. Don't you worry, this will be both on YouTube, and I'll have both a commentary and a non-commentary version. Just do keep in mind, though, the non-commentary version will likely have awkward pauses. Hey, Sky, how's it going? Hey, Lockander. And then I'm saving this one. The raid, the Sky raid. What are you up to today, Sky? Now, in addition to that, we do have 2 other endings we can get, which are going to be In Water and Leave, and Maria. That's also Dog. We'll go Maria ending. Oh no, sorry, James ending Maria. We'll do Maria next. And welcome all from Sky's chat. If you're wondering what I do here, I am Ecdysis. I do exclusively horror games and horror speedruns. I got a world record in Silent Hill 2 recently, so I did a commentated playthrough to fully explain everything. You may be getting some spoilers right now as a heads up. I need to continue it, so I will be a bit quiet during this cutscene coming up. Just as a heads up. Yes, I got it in Silent Hill 2 normal, and I'm very happy. Oh. Oh, that's a song. Are you kidding me? Oh, it's only the song? Do I have saves of the videotapes? Huh. They don't really show the entire thing, do they? How about this one? No. Okay, let's see if I can find a way to get these. I may need to just show it off. We got leave. No. Yeah, Blizz, you were there. Huh. Do I have a load? Let's see. I should have loads for all of them, but I don't know if I have a load. I'm gonna try one of these, but I don't know how well it's gonna work. I've been getting leave a lot, which is a bit of a problem. And all the movies don't actually let me. I thought they would show me. Hey, Q, how's it going? But you see some of the cutscenes here. They don't show all the cutscenes, weirdly enough. But let's see if I can find video of the other ones. Kind of hungover, not bad at all. I might as well pull up a YouTube video or some shit. Oh, not that. Hey, stop it. Because I don't have enough time to get the entire endings for both of them. But let's see. Okay, here's what I'm going to try doing. Let's see how well this can work. Good question, Sandy Contra. So, leave is the default ending that you'll get if you play the game normally. Maria is if you have a good relationship with Maria and a bad relationship with Mary. This is done by checking on Maria, not hurting Maria, keeping her safe, not looking at the picture of Mary, and then also running through the hall at the very end of the game. There's a few factors that add into that. Also, going the wrong way in the beginning of the game will do that. The more time you spend with Maria, the more likely you are to get that ending. But we run pretty fast, so you normally don't get it. But yeah, Sky, how are your PVs been, by the way? Let me just do this. I want to get the window capture. I'll just pull up a video for this one. Alright. And let's do it. I'll skip forward a bit as well, right? In-game cutscene.
I've been waiting.
Here's the boss fight. Because this
Mary.
one is different enough to warrant showing.
I'm sorry it took so long.
This is Mary you fight for the Maria
You
ending.
want to see me?
Yes, I wanted to see you. Even an illusion of you. That's why I came here.
It's not true, is it? You killed me.
I couldn't watch you suffer.
Don't make excuses, James. I know I was a burden on you. You must have hated me. That's why you got rid of me.
It's true.
There we
I
go.
may have had some of those feelings.
But this is Maria again as a heads up.
It was a long 3 years. I was tired.
That's why you needed this Maria person?
I just pulled the video of it, Wolfie.
Do you really think I could ever
Forgive you for what you did?
So, Fight's the same. But here's the ending with Maria.
You killed Mary again?
That wasn't Mary.
Not sure.
Mary's gone. That was just something Maria? Maria,
What, James?
I want you. I want you with me.
Are you sure?
Come on. Let's get out of here.
What about Mary?
It's okay. I have you.
Alright. So what happens is you read the note again. It's the same exact reading the note as you can see at the bottom here.
In my
The note takes a bit to read. She dies a few times. Maria will die a few times. So why do I not like Maria? Well, no. I don't know if you noticed this, Robert. Give me a moment. Let me go back. Sorry, there's one more part about that. You're right. You read the note.
You'd better do something about that cough.
Out-of-bounds secret's awesome. Okay, so. Why do I not like the Maria ending? All it does is it says the same exact thing will happen again. That's all it does. So instead of having it be, okay, now you learned your lesson, right? Nope, you don't learn a lesson. Also, guys, do me a favor and check out High Sky. She is a great Mario streamer. Sorry I didn't do it earlier. I was in the middle of the whole thing. But yeah, you better do something about that cough. Really, that's what we don't remember James for in that. It is, but at the same time, I just like the other ending's a bit better. Give me a moment. Here's In Water. In Water's mostly the same in the early game. There's minor differences. I don't remember if they give you different dialogue, though. We'll see.
Wrong again.
Mary's dead. You killed her.
The inflection's a bit different.
Maria, I'm done with you.
What do you mean? But I can be yours. I'll be here for you forever. And I'll never yell at you or make you feel bad. That's what you wanted.
Now I understand. The problem is, you're not married.
No, James. I won't let you. I'll never let you have your Mary back.
There you go. So as you can see, there's a minor difference here in the dialogue that happens. We also end up back towards the bed, right about here. Maria's acting different, and the responses they give you are different depending on the ending you get.
Mary?
James.
Even this is different. So do pay attention.
Forgive me.
I told you that I wanted to die, James. I wanted the pain to end.
That's why I did it, honey. I just couldn't watch you suffer. No. That's not the whole truth. You also said that you didn't want to die. The truth is, part of me hated you for taking away my life.
You killed me, and you're suffering for it. It's enough, James.
Mary?
James.
You can see how it's different now.
Now I understand the real reason I came to this town. I wonder, what was I afraid of? Without you, Mary, I've got nothing. Now we can be together.
And you
In
get the
my
letter
restless
again.
dreams, I see that town,
You get the letter again.
Silent Hill.
And that's all it is. But you do black out.
You promised you'd take me there again someday. But you never did.
And that's in water.
Well, I'm alone there now. In our special place. Waiting for you.
And then I'll let that end.
Waiting for you to come.
Okay, let me go back to my Silent Hill 2 really quick. There we go. Nice. More of a canned juice kind of ending. And there's a lot that goes into the series. Like, the games are well received for a reason. I will play you out Infinity. And I'm going to change it a little bit here. Let's do this.
James, honey, did something happen to you? After we got separated in that long hallway? Are you confusing me with someone else? You were always so forgetful. Remember that time in the hotel? You said you took everything, but you forgot that videotape we made. I wonder if it's still there. I'm not your Mary.
Oh, I thought this was the song. It defeats the entire purpose if it's not the song. Give me a moment. No. No. There we go.
James, honey, did something
That's what I was
happen to
thinking of.
you after we got separated in that long hallway?
Right? Can light bulbs.
Are you
But yeah, Silent Hill
confusing
2,
me
though,
with someone
is
else?
one of the best games ever made for a reason. Some people don't like it, but the thing is,
You
the game
were
wasn't really
always
prized
so
for its
forgetful.
gameplay.
Remember that
This is
time in
arguably the
hotel?
first example of a game that impacted people with its story. There really wasn't many like it at the time.
said
Keep in mind, this came out in 2001.
But you
And
forgot that
if it
video
wasn't for
tape.
Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill would have died as a series after 2.
I wonder if
Like,
it's
well,
still
1
there.
is good, but 1 would not be remembered
How do you
today
know about that?
as this happens. I played that earlier, Sandy Contra. But I probably just said this is my little tune-out thing today. I don't have too much time. So I'm gonna find someone to host. I think this is a good way of doing it, very thematic, good way of ending it, and I do hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you do have any questions, always feel free to let me know. Give me a follow on Twitch, Twitter, Discord, all that fun stuff.